Today's game on KFJB-TV is sponsored by First Rate Real Estate, Adland Engraving and Screen Print Company, Assured Partners, Brown's Shoe Fit, Central State Bank, your Marshalltown Dairy Queens, Eye Care Associates, Hy-Vee Marshalltown, Legends American Grill, Lennox Employees Credit Union, Marshalltown Area Chamber, Marshalltown Community College, Marshalltown School District, McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, Sandvik Enterprises, Scooters, Marshalltown, Sports Plus, State Farm, Tyler Pashong Agency, Wayward Social, Wells Fargo Advisors. Bobcat Game Day Live. Down to the field with Brandon Lewis and Dylan Doze.
Week number 9, it is Bobcat Game Day Live at Leonard Cole Field in Marshalltown. I'm Brandon Lewis, Dylan Doze alongside me. Welcome into our broadcast as our very own Keith Stewart down on the field with us in our pregame, and Zach Tomish producing, Elijah Bond on camera coverage, Jeff Brooks back at the radio studios, and Xavier Doze on stats. And as we get into tonight, we were just chatting before the game that, you know, this is the warmest record on season on record because, I mean, yeah, it's a little chilly tonight, but this is usually like a week 6 or 7 type weather out here. We have had really awesome weather, so these guys better be enjoying it out here.
Yeah, well, we saw our 2 state qualifiers in cross country, Carter Nunn and Preston Johnson. They were out here running as if it was 85 degrees. So, yeah, this has been the best. I have not stuck my foot in the mouth for the last month saying how cold it up is in the press box when we have our very own Keith Stewart on the field actually braving the elements.
All right, so the Bobcats started out really hot. They won 3 of their first 4 games, but the last 5 games, have been, or last 4 games have really been a struggle. But the teams that they have played have been really, really good. You look at, Waukee, DCG, Kennedy, and then last week Waterloo West, 2 really good opponents over the past couple of weeks that seem to be really figuring things out. You know, I mean, say what you want about maybe the results, but, man, the Bobcats have really, as they close out with the number 1 team in 5A, had a brutal end of the schedule here.
Well, you look at that DCG game, that's in a snippet. That shows you that game was much closer than the 31-10. 3 touchdown drives by DCG took less than 20 yards in total. But Marshalltown did a lot of good things. They were able to move the ball effectively. Outside of those couple miscues, you may have had a top 10 upset. Last week, first quarter was rough. After that, Bobcats were really without their playmakers. No Tyler England, no Aiden Smitherman, but they fought. They clawed. They put out effort. Tonight, it's going to take a lot more effort against number 1, especially we know – if you're a senior, we know seniors know how to get the camera.
Come on, let's get over here. Real quick before the coaches catch on, got to say that one of our favorite guys to cover, Dylan, is this guy right here. What's it meant to you to be on this team and play here at Leonard Cole Field and just being a Bobcat overall, Jacob?
Oh, it's sweet. I mean, it's just great to play out here. We have the best facilities in the state. Community comes around us. You know, we love it. It's meant so much to me. Hey, appreciate you guys, too, for always covering my games, giving me stuff to watch after.
Hey, we love you in the red, too, by the way. I'm glad senior night they're treating you right.
The best jersey we have.
It is for sure. Good luck tonight.
Thanks,
All right. Hey, Jacob Hayes, the man right there.
You know they're a they've had KFJB.
If there's a
their whole
camera, they
career.
know where it's
They
at.
got it.
Yeah.
They are locked in. Oh my goodness, that's fun. You can feel him too. The 6'2" presence comes behind you.
There's some kids though that you look back. I look at Nick Lucas. Jacob's one of those guys that you look back on and. Man, they were just really fun guys to cover, and you knew that their teammates enjoyed to be around them.
Well, you get that million-watt smile, good leader, good kid, good athlete. It kind of all comes together. But, that's one thing that's been really fun, covering them in different arenas, doing more video, doing the coaches show, getting to know the personalities of the kids, you with the cat connections. And every once in a while, I'm going to change that. Every week, they're going to make sure mean mug the cam for sure.
It's also probably why they keep going out for all the sports.
That's right. That's right.
Speaking of $1 Million Smile, I ran into Luis Monghay. He's going to school at MCC, but he's got another big smile, and he talked about, he was injured his junior year. He wished he had more time to be out here, but holy smokes, we've been blessed by great kids and great special teams players. It's really, this is what it's all about. I always feel like, especially basketball, because that's really in my heart. I love basketball, but it's kind of a sad time of the year when football ends as well, because it's, you build the connections. You have so much fun with covering these kids.
Well, and I talked to Coach Goodvin last night on Bobcat Live, and last question was really around it's senior night. How do you, as a coach, these are kids that have been in your program in high school, many for 4 years, but counting junior high, MFL. As long as he's been the head coach, they've been in that Marshalltown football pipeline. What does it feel like as a coach when, like, Monday, that career is over? And he said it as well. It's really just about raising great young men, and football being a part of that.
In my playing days, the sport I was the most, I guess, broken up or sad over was the end of the football year. I mean, it's a whole new level. You played basketball, you know what it is, but playing football as well, I mean, it's one of those sports where you just kind of lay it out on the line in a totally different aspect than you do in any other sport, and to have it come to an end, it's a piece of you that you're leaving behind.
Well, in anything, it's abrupt. It's, it's when it goes zeros. And because you have to be prepped, you have to be going until that final whistle. And when that whistle's over, it's like, and Coach said it last night, there aren't a lot of adult football leagues. You can old man jump shot that thing to death at the Y, but there ain't a lot in the football world.
That is for sure. Playoffs starting around state of Iowa tonight for the lower levels, as playoffs will start next week for Class 5A, and we'll find out who Dowling will be taking on coming up after tonight's game, as well as seedings will be tomorrow morning from the Iowa High School Athletic Association. We'll talk playoff football, though, for East Marshall and West Marshall when we come back. This is Bobcat Game Day Live. You're watching KFJB-TV.
The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
Brown's Shoe Fit has a great selection of athletic footwear, including Hoka, Brooks, On Cloud, Birkenstock, and Taos. Brown's Shoe Fit can find the right shoe for every occasion for both men and women, including dress shoes, casual shoes, work boots, and more. They carry multiple sizes and widths to ensure the best fit for you. Their expert-friendly staff will take the time to give you the service you deserve. Brown's Shoe Fit, downtown Marshalltown, with you every step of the way.
YMCC, competitive athletics, affordable tuition, on-campus living, online courses plus 2 campus locations, unique programs, career training, small classes, short-term hands-on training. Choose MCC.
McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is your local furniture store in Marshalltown. With their extensive inventory, you're sure to make a winning selection when you shop McGregor's for your bedroom, living room, and dining room furnishings. McGregor's has the right play for every room in your home. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is proud to be your locally owned and operated furniture store since 1896 and very proud to support Bobcat Athletics again this season. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, downtown Marshalltown, open 7 days a week.
Bobcat Game Day Live.
Back in on Bobcat Game Day Live. Playoffs start tonight for East Marshall, or East Marshall preview. All brought to you by Sheer Envy in Gilman. A trip to St. Ansgar in the first round of the playoffs for East Marshall. St. Ansgar, always a tough test.
Yeah, St. Ansgar is the real deal. Number 2 in the state, and they're great, especially on the ground. You look at Michaels, their running back, 63 carries this year, almost 1,500 yards. He's got 22 touchdowns. He scores it every third time he touches the football. Through the air, 11 touchdown passes. They don't throw it a lot, but they throw it efficiently. East Marshall, Jackson Boswell has thrown 10 touchdowns, thrown the ball everywhere. He's also thrown 10 picks. He has got to be incredibly clean. Wyatt Stalzer's got to get another sack. He leads the team with 7 sacks. He's got to pressure and blow up the backfield for East Marshall to shock the world and get a live on to play game 2 in their dream to get to the Unidome.
That is our East Marshall preview. Again, all brought to you by Sheer Envy in Gilman. If you're looking for a hometown salon that does it all from haircuts to color, nails, and more, Sheer Envy in Gilman has you covered. We'll preview West Marshall's postseason matchup when we come back on Bobcat Game Day Live.
Ready for a new look? At Sheer Envy in Gilman, you'll find everything you need to feel your best. From women's, men's, and children's haircuts to hair coloring, perms, facial waxing, spray tanning, manicures, and pedicures. Sheer Envy does it all. Whether it's a quick trim, a bold new style, or a little pampering, Jen has you covered. Call today to book your appointment at 641-498-2426. Sheer Envy in Gilman. Because confidence starts with great style.
Fall is officially delicious at your Marshalltown Dairy Queens. Try the all-new Maple Cookie Shake, sweet, creamy, or dive into the ultimate duo, the Oreo Reese's Blizzard Treat. 2 icons, 1 cup, pure magic. Craving pumpkin spice everything? The Pumpkin Pie Blizzard Treat is back, loaded with real pumpkin pie pieces and topped with whipped cream and nutmeg. Or keep the summer vibes going with the Choco-Dip Strawberry Blizzard Treat, a vacation in every bite. Hurry in, these fall flavors won't last forever. Happy tastes good at your Marshalltown Dairy Queens.
From preschool to graduation day, Marshalltown Community School District prepares students for success in a global world. Embrace the lead with curriculum that prepares students for tomorrow's challenges, giving your child unmatched college and career advantages. Embrace the lead by developing talents beyond the classroom through extracurricular opportunities and by focusing on student well-being and whole child development. Create a global learning community right here in Marshalltown. Learn more at marshalltown.k12.ia.us.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is powered by State Farm, Tyler Pashong Agency, mtownproud.com, Wayward Social, the place for bowling, games, food, and more. And Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown, helping you pursue your financial goals.
Back in on Bobcat Game Day Live. Now time for our West Marshall preview, all brought to you by Ethington Heating and Cooling in Marshalltown. All right, West Marshall postseason play begin tonight as well.
Yeah, you look, they're at home. They've got Shenandoah. Shenandoah is one of those interesting matchups, not 500 on the year. They're at 3-5. They really struggle offensively. They run it at 4-yard a clip. Not explosive, struggle a little bit through the air. This game really seems to be more about West Marshall not messing around. You go Blake Hart, you go Wyatt Brown, you go Kenneth Gears. There should be enough on that West Marshall offense to roll here tonight. The only way you lose to the underdog Shenandoah team is turnovers. So tonight, if Hart can stay clean, West Marshall will continue to pick up that gas money to save up for the Unidome later on. I have West Marshall rolling on Shenandoah here at State Center. here tonight in the first week of the playoffs.
That is our West Marshall preview. Again, all brought to you by Ethington Heating and Cooling in Marshalltown. I just replaced your mic batteries, by the way, on live television. So here we go. You're welcome.
Hey, that's
teamwork
professional.
makes the dream work, you know?
That's a professional right there.
When we come back, our player spotlight between the Bobcats and the Maroons for week number 9 right here on your home for the Cats, KFJB-TV.
For 30 years, you've heard Ethington Heating and Cooling say they aren't comfortable until you are, and they mean it even more today than they did then. Ethington Heating and Cooling has provided Central Iowa with the industry's best equipment while delivering premier service and quality installation by a knowledgeable staff. From repairs and services to an entirely new system, Ethington Heating and Cooling does it all. A proud Lennox dealer as well as Trane, GeoComfort, and Mitsubishi. 641-753-5525. Ethington Heating and Cooling. They aren't comfortable until you are.
YMCC, competitive athletics, affordable tuition, on-campus living, online courses plus 2 campus locations, unique programs, career training, small classes, short-term hands-on training. Choose MCC.
At Sports Plus Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy Center, we customize each patient's treatment plan to their individual needs. What does that mean? It means that not every back or knee problem is treated the same, and that your program will be unique and designed especially for your needs or problem. This improves how quickly you will return to work or sports. The Sports Plus staff is encouraging and takes pride in your successful recovery. This is just one more reason why champions choose Sports Plus Physical Therapy as their favorite place to rehabilitate and train.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social for date night, family fun, or the company party with plenty of space for everyone. Visit Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to start planning your group outing at Wayward Social, the place for fun.
Bobcat Game Day Live.
Back to Leonard Cole Field for our player spotlight between the Maroons and the Bobcats. Let's start out with the Bobcats here tonight. Number 5 getting the start at corner. Good to see for Jordan Haynes here tonight.
Yeah, we had a great chat with Jordan last night. Remember when his brother Malik played here, one of my favorite players.
Great running back.
This is a big moment. Big moment for Jordan. I love his mindset. Coach Goodman said, hey, anytime you can be in the weight room, he was there. He is the consummate team leader, and now it's his opportunity to shine. I expect a really good effort from number 5. He's played well on special teams all year long. See, to translate that against a tall task that of who he'll be facing on the other side, but I think he's up for it tonight.
I have heard a little bit about him from his teammates, and they just say a positive guy, doesn't matter the score, you're trying to pump up the guys. That's a culture guy. You know, I'm not a big culture word kind of guy, but I tell you what, that kind of defines it right there.
Well, he's a kid that understands what he does now affects tomorrow. He's locked in. He's got a deeper voice than you or I, but, man, he is just a kid that you want to be around and you know is going to be successful at whatever he chooses to do because of the effort, the consistency, and the high character.
This is an offensive line, as we look at number 51, Carlos Estrada for the Marshalltown Bobcats, a starter at right tackle. Everything I hear about Carlos Estrada, a great kid as well. I hear that about Xavier Verdinez, Jackson Hinkle, the left guard as well. Those are guys on that offensive line, and then you also put in there Nacho at center. I mean, you're going to have to find 4 out of those 5 new linemen next year coming in. Jonathan Schaefer could be back. He hasn't been starting. He's been injured. And then you bring back your right guard as well. So at least you have that. But still, I mean, it's going to be a whole new line next year. These guys have been starting or at least playing for quite some time.
And what I would say with Estrada, along with Verdinez, Hinkle, Nacho, and them, is they've set the standard in this second year of the switch to the flexbone offense of how to approach it. It's been blocked much better this year. And that includes Estrada has done a much better job. Cats have a chance to go over 2,000 yards on the ground here this year, almost double what it was last year, and a lot of it is on that senior leadership, Carlos included.
Trying to look over for number 3 for the Dowling Maroons.
I've seen him enough. It wasn't in a maroon jersey, but I've seen him enough.
He's in street clothes. I was told he will not play here tonight, the Iowa State commit. I don't know if Matt Campbell's going to be here tonight. Probably not. He's probably got other things to do, including BYU at 2:30 tomorrow afternoon. Over 700 yards, 9 touchdowns this year. He was a lot of fun to watch at Ames, but, man, he had a much better supporting cast, and he's going to kind of rest up, get healthy for postseason play beginning next week.
Jeffrey Roberts last week against Ankeny Centennial, Nahas's whole goal was get it to Roberts as fast as possible. Now, he did throw a pick kind of staring him down one time, but Roberts is electric, and he's got a huge array. Last year when we were playing Ames where Roberts was at, he single-handedly kept them into games with 2 big touchdowns. But even with him not playing, they've got a UNI commit on the other side with Drexler, who actually has a 94-yard touchdown reception himself. So just a ton of talent out there.
Mel Blount, you ever heard of that name?
Yes, I have. Bugs Bunny. And also Detroit Lions.
Yeah. And his nephew, Carlos Blount, plays for the Dowling Maroons. 2.5 sacks, a ton of tackles. Sure, he's roaming around on that other side just like his uncle did.
Great player. Hopefully, at Mel's age.
Maybe he doesn't play tonight? Is that what you're going to say?
At Mel's age, I may prefer Mel over Carlos playing for the Bobcats' chances.
Hey, that is our player spotlight here tonight. When we come back, our Cat Connection, our Radio Iowa Scouting Report, and our pregame chat with head coach Adam Goodvin. You're locked into Bobcat football on KFJB-TV.
Preschool to graduation day, Marshalltown Community School District prepares students for success in a global world. Embrace the lead with curriculum that prepares students for tomorrow's challenges, giving your child unmatched college and career advantages. Embrace the lead by developing talents beyond the classroom through extracurricular opportunities and by focusing on student well-being and whole child development. Create a global learning community right here in Marshalltown. Learn more at marshalltown.k12.ia.us.
McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is your local furniture store in Marshalltown. With their extensive inventory, you're sure to make a winning selection when you shop McGregor's for your bedroom, living room, and dining room furnishings. McGregor's has the right play for every room in your home. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is proud to be your locally owned and operated furniture store since 1896 and very proud to support Bobcat Athletics again this season. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, downtown Marshalltown, open 7 days a week.
The Scouting Report from Radio Iowa Sports.
It is week 9 of the high school season, and that means it's the opening night of the postseason in the 4 smallest classes. We begin in Class 2A, where familiar foes collide when 7th-ranked Cherokee hosts Spirit Lake. Caleb Claycamp has a preview.
Last season, for the first round of playoffs, it was the Braves traveling up to Spirit Lake to take on the Indians, with Spirit Lake winning that matchup and advancing in the postseason. This year, the tables have turned, and the Cherokee Braves will be hosting Spirit Lake, and only one will advance. Head coach of the Spirit Lake Indians, Josh Beloit, gave his thoughts on the tough matchup here in week 1 of the postseason.
Jackson Palzer is just a phenomenal football player. You watch him on offense and defense, and I just admire the way the kid plays game. He plays with physicality. He plays with heart. It's going to be a tough matchup for us. Ton of respect for them and what they've done.
First-year head coach of the Cherokee Braves, Chris Olish, and his team are looking for redemption tonight.
We've got nothing but respect for them, but our boys haven't forgotten what happened last year, and that's kind of been our mindset all week, is making sure you don't forget getting that shot at redemption and embracing it.
It's the Cherokee Braves hosting the Spirit Lake Indians tonight in a Class 2A win-or-go-home postseason matchup. For KCHE Radio in Cherokee and your Radio Iowa Scouting Report, I'm Caleb Claycamp.
Also in Class 2A, top-ranked Kemper Catholic is at home against Grandview Christian. Second-ranked Osage hosts Boyden Hall Rock Valley. 1A, top-ranked and 3-time defending champion Grundy Center opens at home against Eddyville Blakesburg Fremont. Second-ranked West Lyon hosts East Sac County. It's third-ranked Regina Catholic at home against Northeast. 7th-ranked Pekin opens the Class A playoffs at home tonight against Earlham. The Panthers finished the regular season 8-0. Coach Clint Weber's squad takes on an Earlham team that runs a version of the single wing. It's an offense Weber knows all about, having played and coached at Sigourney Keota.
We've got to find a way to get some tackles for loss or stop them for gains of 0 to 1 yards, because I can remember clear when I was in high school and coaching in that system. If you can consistently get 3.5 to 4.5 yards a play, and do that consistently, it's very defeating mentally for the defense.
Also in Class A, top-ranked West Hancock opens the playoffs at home against Galen Catholic. It's number 2 St. Ansgar hosting East Marshall. And an 8-player, top-ranked Bishop Garrigan is at home against Kingsley Pearson, while second-ranked Iowa Valley entertains Moravia. This season, Bex is recognizing student-athletes that are not only a star in athletics, but a player that shows heart in school, at work, through the community, and in the ag industry. Benton's Chloe DeGroot says her favorite sport is volleyball. She and her high school teammates work with youth players.
So we were basically just teaching them and helping them with drills, and if anyone needed a partner, we would help them and just try and make them more feel more welcome to be there. So I know sometimes little kids can be scared to go to things like this.
Riverside's Adeline Martins has enjoyed growing up on the family farm, even though one of her earliest memories was not a good one.
I was riding with my dad. It was me and my brother, and he was in the buddy seat, so I was just stuck on the floor. And if riding in combines and tractors, there's not a lot of room. And we were going down a hill, and we hit a bump, and I smacked my head on the front windshield. Hudson Clark of Gladbrook-Rhinebeck is a 5-sport athlete who also takes part in several activities, including FFA, student council, and musical theater.
For one, it keeps me out of trouble, and for two, it's just I love being part of stuff. I love the community I'm in, so just having people around me to support me, it's the best time I can think of.
Bishop Garrigan's Ethan Marceau says his father has given him a larger role on the family farm.
Going out and cultivating the field by myself, or hauling manure by myself, running a tractor, stuff like that. Doing some bills and helping him at the computer, getting the financial stuff down, and that has really helped me as a person, grow and see what it's all about.
Nominate a student athlete by searching Bex, Player with Heart. The rest of Week 9 is next on the Scouting Report.
At Bex, we believe that true champions are not just made on the field, but also in the heart. The Bex Player with Heart Scholarship celebrates high school student athletes who show dedication, teamwork, and leadership, both in sports and in their communities. We're honoring those who go above and beyond, demonstrating passion, perseverance, and a commitment to making a difference. Nominate a high school student athlete by searching Bex Player with Heart.
The Scouting Report from Radio Iowa Sports.
It is the final night of the regular season for the 3 largest classes, and it's highlighted by a pair of rated matchups in 3A. It's a battle of unbeatens as top-ranked Clear Lake hosts number 4 West Delaware. Bob Fisher has a preview.
Clear Lake coach Aaron Stensland says West Delaware's offense will be a challenge to a Lion defense that has allowed only 1 touchdown in district play.
West Delaware will present a different type of some confusion for us this week. They run a little bit of stuff similar to Webster City with the way they spin and move in the backfield. So we've seen something similar, but they kind of do their own thing. So it's going to take us a little while to adjust. They've been able to move the ball on everybody they played this year, so it'll be a challenge for sure.
West Delaware coach Ryan King says Clear Lake's speed is impressive.
They're fast, in all aspects. You see that I think the first thing that stands out when you flip on the film is just, we've been watching them for a couple weeks, with different opponents and seeing them. It's, they have some good team speed and, up front and in the middle levels and the back end, they've got some really good playmakers.
Both teams have qualified for the postseason. Tonight's game will decide the district title in Class 3A District 2. In Clear Lake, I'm Bob Fisher for the Scouting Report.
Also in 3A, at second-ranked Solon on the road at Fort Madison, number 3 Bishop Heelan visits Algona. The title in 3A District 6 up for grabs as 9th-ranked Atlantic visits number 10 Carroll. Chris Varney reports.
If these two teams looked in the mirror, they might see each other. Atlantic is ranked number 4 in Class 3A in rushing, with Ethan McNeil and Gavin McLaren leading the way. Carroll head coach Craig Rowetter.
It's just a dangerous combo with those guys as far as the full, they can hit you inside with McLaren, and then obviously McNeil, I think he's number 2 right now in the state in rushing yards. So once he gets to the outside, if you don't really need an angle because you aren't going to catch him.
Carroll is ranked 5th in 3A in rushing, led by junior Adam Malik, with 1,131 yards. Trojan head coach Joe Brummer.
Yeah, he does a phenomenal job of reading his blocks. He does a really good job of getting open. He does a great job of, finding the hole, getting that extra wiggle, and he's explosive in space. He's not a straight 4.4, 4.5 40, but, he brings the pain, he brings some energy.
Number 9, Atlantic 6-2. Number 10, Carroll 5-3. For the Scouting Report, I'm Chris Varney.
The champion in Class 4A District 5 will be on the line tonight when 6th-ranked Gilbert hosts number 3 North Polk. Gilbert's Tiger Bone offense has piled up nearly 2,500 yards of rushing in an 8-0 start. Coach Graham Lunt says North Polk provides a big hurdle to an undefeated regular season.
They just are, from top to bottom, a very solid program, and so they win in the margins. They do details the right way. Coach DeBrink, I know very well, and he runs an outstanding first-class program, and so they are going to be very well prepared, very well coached. They're very talented, and so you're going to see a very, very good football team out of North Polk on Friday.
Also in Class 4A tonight, it's top-ranked Cedar Rapids Xavier visiting Mason City. Number 2, Sergeant Bluff Luton is at Spencer. And in Class 5A tonight, top-ranked Dowling Catholic visits Marshalltown. It's number 2, Iowa City Liberty at home against Muscatine. Third-ranked Sioux City East visits Ames. That's all for the Scouting Report. For Radio Iowa Sports, I'm Todd Kim.
Rainbow Car Wash has been in town over 40 years. New owners Brett and Kim Canada have been with Rainbow for more than 35 years, focusing on quality, cleanliness, and great customer service. Open 24 hours year-round with 2 convenient locations. Each location has 2 oversized truck bays to accommodate large vehicles. All bays except quarters. And for your convenience, newly installed credit, debit, Apple Pay, and Samsung Pay featuring Swipe or Tap to Pay, powerful vacuums, and a great selection of vending supplies. Follow us on Facebook at Rainbow Car Wash LLC.
The Cat Connection, powered by State Farm, mtownproud.com.
It is our Cat Connection, all brought to you by Tyler Prashunk, State Farm, mtownproud.com, here with Aiden Smitherman for the Marshalltown Bobcats, number 2 out there, but in your hearts, number 1 on special teams. You've been a special teams ace this year. We saw you last year with Sam Griesel back there quite a bit, but this year you've really taken that lead role, and you really and literally have ran away with it with 3 kickoff returns for touchdowns, 5 maybe total if we count a couple that were called back, but tell me a little bit about how you've been able to turn into that special teams ace for the Bobcats this season.
Last year with Sam, he was really the main returner. I was just the one carrying out his fakes, and this year it's kind of flipped to, it was Unga for a little bit. Now it's Tyler and going to be Drake this week probably, but it's easy having 2 people who are really athletic back there because you can't really let either of them go free, and so as long as I carried out my fake, I see a seam and I hit it full speed and
yeah, and there you go into the end zone. How much do you kind of rely on Coach Ken Winkler, your special teams coach? Obviously he's won a couple state championships and had a lot of success at West Marshall. What's he been like to your growth?
Coach Winkler, he's a really great coach. He's really disciplined. He keeps us really disciplined. If we give one play with a little bit less effort than we did the last, then he'll make us redo it. He'll make us go 110% every single play, and that really helps us. Everybody just is like, oh, coach is gonna make us do more running, but I think that it's good for us, to keep going over the same thing until we can do it full speed, perfect every single time.
Yeah. One of my favorite ones was the Waterloo West kickoff return for a touchdown, just because, the opening game, you make a statement like that. If you had to pick out of the 3 kickoff returns for touchdowns, which one was your favorite so far?
I'd say my favorite is probably the one against Waukee, just because, Waukee was probably the best out of the 3 teams that we played that I had a return on. Yeah. And, I when I hit that gap and I saw that kicker was coming straight at me, I I had to turn it up a whole nother level.
Yeah, that one was a really great one as well. So not only do we see on special teams, but you're playing three phases of football. Special teams, you play a little bit on the defensive end, and then obviously at slot back, we've seen you start there. So how do you kind of balance and make sure that you're good to go, you got all the energy you need to be fulfilling those, and then also the knowledge base to know all the plays and that kind of stuff? How do you manage that side?
Well, at the beginning of the year, it was really hard to play both sides of the ball. I was not in the proper, health, and I was losing my breath way too often. But the more I practiced, the more I got into it, and I would go 110% of practice. I was able to gain some more stamina, and it's a lot easier to play everywhere over the ball when you have enough stamina to not die out.
Yeah, that is for sure. All right, what other activities, things are you involved in your senior season?
Well, the only other sport I'm going to do this year is track. Okay. So, yeah.
All right. And then what's left after your senior year? You got any plans for college or anything like that?
I'm not sure if I'm going to go to college. I might kind of want to be an electrician.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of my main goal.
Yeah.
So.
Awesome. Well, a big need in the trades field, and we wish you nothing but the best of luck, Aiden.
Thank you.
All right, that is Aiden Smitherman for the Marshalltown Bobcats on our Cat Connection, all brought to you by Tyler Prashong, State Farm Agency, mtownproud.com.
Like any good neighbor, sometimes you move. Here at Tyler Prashong State Farm, we have moved to our new office location at 2110 South Center Street here in Marshalltown. I'm Tyler Prashong. I'm so proud of my team and what we have helped build, but we couldn't have done it without you. We are passionate about what we do and care about the community we serve. I invite you to our new location and see how we can make a positive impact in your life.
We'd love to talk to you about what makes you
M-Town proud.
Welcome back into a Football Friday night on KFJB-TV. Now joined by head coach Adam Goodvin, rolling into week number 9 tonight as you host Dowling on senior night. You're going to celebrate 21 seniors on this football squad. Tell me a little bit. I know that it's hard because you could go down the line, all 21 of them, but tell me a little bit about what this senior class has meant for you.
I think the most important thing to recognize about this group of kids is that they're all really good kids, and they're good students. Looking back, you look at a big chunk of them, and we asked a lot of them to play some significant time as sophomores, and looking at the big picture and just the sheer amount of growth that each of them have made over the years has been really enjoyable to watch, and not only on the field but just as young men. It's been a lot of fun to work with.
Yeah. And there's some seniors who really stick out because of the impact that they made not only off the football field but on the football field. And I look a couple of years ago, Nick Lucas graduated. He's now helping out with your middle school program, and just a really great kid, and a kid you hate to see move on. I feel like a guy like that is Jackson Hinkle on this football squad. He seemed like a really good team leader. He was always fired up no matter what the score was. What's a guy like that mean to a program like this?
Well, I think he's irreplaceable. I mean, he's a tough kid, and really loves the game and all the aspects of it, and tries to bring others with him. And you can only hope that you've got some more guys coming up that have the similar mindset, and they're going to lead in their own way, and hopefully accomplish a lot of the same things that Jackson was able to accomplish for us.
Coming off a loss last week at Waterloo West, I really thought your team in the second half responded well. A little bit of a struggle there in the first half. Waterloo West kind of came out, punched you in the mouth, but your team was resilient in the second half, put up a couple scores. What do you think kind of led to that turnaround last week? Was it your halftime speech or just some adjustments?
Yeah, it very well could have been the halftime speech. I'm not sure, but, it shouldn't come down to that, though. I think our kids, we've got to come out firing from the get-go, the opening kickoff, and sustain that throughout the game. And, kudos to them. They did respond to what we discussed over the halftime break. And they came out and, like you said, showed fight. And that's exactly what we're asking out of them. And, and just looking back, we were hoping that it'd be that case throughout the entire game.
Your RPI is pretty much stuck at the same point for the last few weeks. I think that speaks volumes to just how tough your schedule has been here to round out the football season. And not on top of that, you get number 1 Dowling here tonight. Is this one of the toughest schedules that you've had to compete against to kind of close out your final 4 or 5 weeks here of the season, kind of in your coaching history in your 9 years?
I think without a doubt. The past few years, with the tiered system, we played a crossover game and that was with Des Moines Lincoln. This year, we've got everybody in our district, and the state just kind of got rid of the tiered system, I suppose, is what I call it. I mean, it's playing like opponents, and but it is what it is, and like you said, I think this is without a doubt the toughest schedule that we've had, and hopefully our kids are able to learn from that and grow from this, and really see the benefits in playing one of the tougher schedules in the state.
Bobcats take on the Maroons of Dowling tonight. We'll preview that game when we come back right here on a Football Friday night on KFJB-TV.
At Sports Plus Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy Center, we customize each patient's treatment plan to their individual needs. What does that mean? It means that not every back or knee problem is treated the same, and that your program will be unique and designed especially for your needs or problem. This improves how quickly you will return to work or sports. The Sports Plus staff is encouraging and takes pride in your successful recovery. This is just one more reason why champions choose Sports Plus Physical Therapy as their favorite place to rehabilitate and train.
Football Friday night on KFJB-TV, week number 9. The Maroons in town to take on the Marshalltown Bobcats. Coach, number 1 team in the RPI, coming in, a really solid defense. I feel like I've said that week after week after week, but they're only allowing 9 points per game on the defensive side of thing. Is it really hard to put a game plan together against a team like this coming in?
Not really. I think that's kind of the easy part. We've got to do what we do, and we've got to do it extremely well. Obviously they're a good football team, but I think we are too when we execute and control the football and don't put ourselves behind the chains and all that good stuff. So. Mm-hmm. The game planning part's is not too difficult. It's the execution.
Yeah, for sure. Of course, we've seen a little bit of a fumbling mistakes along the way this year, turnovers, all that kind of stuff against the opponents. How do you really limit their chances though here tonight, especially on that defensive side, to make sure that blocks are assigned? Because I was watching the film last week when they took on Centennial, and they have a pretty run-heavy approach, and they did a pretty good job against that.
Yeah, they ran the ball successfully, and they have all year, and they're pretty successful through the air too. We imagine that they're going to try to get the ball in their 2 outside guys' hands, 1 and 3. I mean, they've got 95% of their catches, and we're anticipating them putting the ball in the air quite a bit this evening, and we just got to keep things in front of us and play at a very high level. We're in week 9 right now, so we should be playing our best football, and it's time to go out and get it.
Yeah, speaking of being week number 9, they've had some injuries on the offensive line. They've had to reshuffle some guys around. They lost one of their starters on the defensive side to an ACL injury when they played Kennedy. So both teams probably coming in a little bit bumped up, that kind of thing. How do you manage that side of things this late in the season?
It's difficult. We've got to prepare guys extremely fast. When you got guys that go down, for whatever reason, you got to find that next guy in and, accelerate that preparation process and make sure that, I think first and foremost, they're mentally ready to roll and, just putting them out there with a lot of confidence to go make plays and that they're out there for a reason and that we believe in them.
Yeah. Shout out to Ian Smitherman's mom, I believe, on our live chat, letting us know he was sick last week. So hopefully he's doing well here tonight. And then also Tyler England, I know he was out last week. How those 2 guys' health doing?
Yeah, Aiden's well. Was going through a migraine and all the symptoms that come with that. And fortunately, I've never really had a migraine, but from the people I know, I guess I'm not sure it's possible to play a football game with a migraine. So, we were pretty bummed about that, but nothing anybody could do. But he's had a good week of practice and ready to roll for week 9 of his senior year. And Tyler's got kind of a bum shoulder right now that's irritating him, so he's just kind of been day to day and kind of minute by minute. So we'll see where he's at here when we get closer to kickoff.
Yeah. Terrell Davis, the last guy I know who played with a migraine, beat the Green Bay Packers. They put him in as a decoy because they needed him for John Elway to execute. There's a big story on it. So, yeah, he said he couldn't even see anything during the game, but they just needed him out there as a decoy against the Packers. So it can be a very difficult thing to go through, that is for sure. Last question for you, Coach. A guy familiar with that you've taken on, Jeffrey Roberts, over there on the other side of things. He's put up over 700 yards, 9 touchdowns on the season as he moves from Ames a year ago and now to Dowling. Is there anywhere you've seen on tape that he's really taken a step forward as the Iowa State commit made the transfer?
Well, I think they're putting him in positions to do a lot more out of the wide receiver position versus just simply using his athleticism and running by people. So, that's kind of the biggest thing that I've seen. I think another thing that he's got going for him is the guy on the other side is an extremely talented player as well. So puts defensive backs in a tough position, being able to, get a line properly and then, breaking on the football when it's in the air and going to make plays. And, that's what we're going to have to do tonight, and it'll be a fun night.
Yeah. Supporting cast is a little bit different for Jeffrey Roberts this year.
Yes.
Good luck tonight, Coach.
I appreciate it.
All right, that is head coach Adam Goodvin. On a Football Friday night, we take a look at tonight's matchup, also the keys to the game, and our starting lineups when we come back. This is a Football Friday night on KFJB-TV.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social for date night, family fun, or the company party with plenty of space for everyone. Visit Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to start planning your group outing at Wayward Social, the place for fun.
You're an empty nester closing in on that retirement property. Chances are your plans didn't include mom moving in, but life happens and you do the right thing. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement means caring for yourself and a loved one, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East Southridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC. The following is a presentation of Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV.
Eight weeks are in the books for these seniors. The final time on a Football Friday night underneath the lights at Leonard Cole Field.
There goes Smitherman around the edge. Touchdown!
Being perfect, not always about the scoreboard. Not always about winning. Perfection, when you can look at someone knowing you did not let them down. It's week 9. Senior nights on Football Friday night on KFJB-TV. Well, the Marshalltown Bobcats try to do something they haven't done since 2009. Take down the Dowling Maroons in the Unidome. They beat them 28-25 to go to the championship game. Since then, it's been all Dowling as the Bobcats take on the Maroons for the first time since the 2020 season. As the Bobcats welcome in the number 1 ranked team in Class 5A. Time to dive inside the matchup here tonight between the Maroons and the Bobcats. Dylan, this game really comes down to one thing. One team on the other side, they've got all the nostalgia pieces to their program. They've got all the wins racked up. Meanwhile, you look at the other side for the Bobcats. They've gone on a losing streak over the past few weeks. they've put together some really clutch drives, but it's been the turnovers. And I think that's just really what this matchup comes down to. It's one team really taking care of it, playing good defense, only giving up 9 points a game on the defensive end of things. Bobcats, really, if they want to hang around in this one, they're going to have to play their best executed game here tonight.
Yeah, Dowling last week, they had Ankeny Centennial. The Jaguars run the ball differently than the Bobcats. They do use some slot motion and all that, but they definitely want to run the ball first. Dowling flipped it on them. They made them throw when they didn't want to, and they were only able to run for a little over 100 yards. And that's because Dowling is so fundamentally sound, flows to the ball, defensive studs everywhere. They keep it all in front of you.
Yep.
But on the flip side, the Cats, you know, when they have not fumbled the football on those things, they've been able to sustain drives in every game except for Kennedy, and Kennedy just seemed to be one you want to throw away. So they've had opportunity to move the football. Tonight, looks like they're going to have some playmakers back with Smitherman, and England will try to give it a go. They're going to have to be able to move the sticks. They're going to have to be able to play mistake-free football.
That is inside the matchup here tonight. Again, all brought to you by Century Plumbing in Marshalltown, as they are in Marshalltown here to service you with all of your plumbing needs. Coming up on our pregame coverage, starters, and as well, Dylan's keys to the game. This is Bobcat Football. You're listening on News Talk 1230 AM, 93.9 FM, and watching right here on KFJB-TV.
When you need a plumber quickly, try Century Plumbing of Marshalltown. We specialize in service plumbing, not new construction or large remodels, so we get to our customers faster, from clogged drains to water heaters and everything in between. We can help with a guaranteed appointment and quality, efficient service. I'm Sarah, co-owner of Century Plumbing, and I'd love to book your appointment today. Call 641-750-0108. That's 641-750-0108.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is powered by McGregor's Furniture and Mattress. Quality furniture for every room in your home. Sandvik Enterprises of Marshalltown. Let them deliver for you. Scooters of Marshalltown. Amazing people, amazing drinks. And Sports Plus. SportsPlusTherapy.com.
Time now for tonight's starting lineup. So brought to you by Sandvik Enterprises in Marshalltown. Let them deliver for you while we deliver the starting lineups. All right, first up for the Dowling Maroons, 7-1, ranked number 1 in Class 5A, as well as the RPI behind head coach Tom Wilson. Joey Nahas is the quarterback, as he's thrown for over 1,700 yards, 18 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He'll hand off to Ian Middleton, being told kind of the MVP of the Dowling Maroons on the offense and defensive side, averaging nearly 6 yards per carry and 11 rushing touchdowns. It's Jimmy Nahas, and wide receiver, as well as Sam Drexler, the UNI commit. He's caught 46 balls for 680 yards, 7 touchdowns. The tight end is Leighton Oldfield, and Preston Hoffbauer is the fullback who has a touchdown reception. Carter Barrett getting SEC and Power 4 interest at left tackle, as he is number 77. Owen Marr, Cade Krause, as well as Evan Mitchell and Max Thomas on the offensive line. On the defensive side of things, for the Dowling Maroons, it'll be Ryan Bobo at defensive end with 7.5 total tackles this year. He is in the stud spot in their defensive lineup. Brady Hagan, as well as Miles Elcock and Anthony Bonanno, and he registers 3 sacks so far in the season with 25.5 total tackles. Kyle Schumacher, Jackson Miller, and Carlos Blunt. We talked about Blunt in the pregame. 3.5 totals for a tackle for a loss, 2.5 sacks, a fumble recovery, and 40.5 total tackles at the will linebacker. Jeremiah Roberson, as well as Jordan Watts in the corners. Maddox Capola will actually be replaced here tonight in the starting lineup, as getting the go is Gavin Gardner-Smith at safety, and Joel Senko is the rover back there at the safety spot with 23.5 total tackles. For the Bobcat offense here tonight, things will go like this. Quarterback Jamison Niehaus handing off to Gaston
Gaston Ferris, Tyler England, Aiden Smitherman, the B-backs. They are hopefully both healthy and back here tonight. Kyle Smith, Jacob Hayes at the split-outs, as Jacob will be the tight end, Kyle Smith at wide receiver. A really good starting lineup, an offensive line with 4 seniors in here: Xavier Verdinez, Jackson Hinkle, Ignacio Macias, and Carlos Estrada. Nathan Sinclair is the junior at right guard. On the defensive end for the Bobcats, it'll be Talon Halstead, the senior, with 2 sacks on the season. Innocent Aishingalungu is at the nose tackle with 7.5 total tackles for the junior. And Kieran Sharp will get the start tonight, the junior, with 3 total tackles this year. Zach Wilder, Zane Moore, J.J. Schoenfelder, Declan Green, the linebackers. Giles Smith and Jordan Haynes will go at corner. Drake Gersma and Logan Hoffman at strong safety. Hoffman with 32.5 total tackles. He's been a really good bright spot. Let's join our national anthem here at Leonard Cole Field. You're watching Bobcat football on KFJB-TV. When we come back, our keys to the game between the Bobcats and the Maroons on KFJB-TV.
Looking for top-notch eye care close to home? Eye Care Associates, with offices in Marshalltown, Conrad, and Toledo, has proudly served Central Iowa since 1990. Their expert team provides eye exams for all ages, designer frames, contact lens fittings, and treatment for glaucoma, cataracts, and other eye conditions. With advanced technology, a welcoming staff, and convenient online booking, your next visit is easier than ever. Visit VisionSource-MarshalltownEyeCare.com today. Eye Care Associates, your vision is their priority.
Time for today's Keys to the Game, presented by First Rate Real Estate, FirstRateTeam.com. Dylan.
Yeah, when you look at this for the Bobcats, end it with a kick. Each and every possession, end it with a kick. Doesn't matter if it's an extra point, a field goal, or a punt. You just cannot give short fields when it comes to this Dowling Maroons team. And then for the Maroons, it's shock and awe. Marshalltown has given up touchdowns early on this. Yes, Jeffrey Roberts is not playing tonight, but they have 3 other wideouts with 70-yard-plus touchdown receptions. You add the running back in there as well. If I am the Maroons, you want to hit early and often, get this thing out of hand early, and try to coast home to retain that #1 rating going into the playoffs.
Today's Keys to the Game, again, presented by First Rate Real Estate, FirstRateTeam.com. We appreciate you for joining us tonight. I'm Brandon Lewis, Dylan Doze alongside me. Kickoff coming up momentarily as the Maroons taking the field in front of their traveling crowd here at Leonard Cole Field. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to KFJB-TV. We appreciate your support of our coverage of Bobcat athletics. Also, be sure to turn on those upcoming game notifications so you didn't miss any of the action. Basketball season, Dylan, almost exactly a month away from today, the girls will get going.
Yeah, we talked to Millie Heitman and Georgia Jansen last night. Millie's really excited to play off the ball with Amara Johnson coming out, but I think there are big, big things happening with that girls basketball program this year, maybe even competing for that Iowa Alliance Conference Championship.
One final time for these guys to run out, for those seniors, 20 of them.
It's absolutely fantastic for all of them out there. Getting excited. Our very own Keith Stewart, we know, is going to get a great shot. Prayers up for Keith to stay safe out there.
Those guys know what they're doing.
Yes, they
do. Here they come. It's week number 9. The Bobcats taking the field, led by Jacob Hayes, the senior.
as the Cats all fired up in their red tops, taking on the Maroons. It's Week 9 coming up next right here on your home for the Cats, KFJB-TV.
Good call tonight, man. You too? You think what I'm thinking? Let's go to Legends for a Bobcat burger.
Hi, guys. What are we hungry for today?
I think we're going to do 2 Bobcat burgers. Whether it's pre-game or post-game.
Or during the game, it's Legends American Grill in Marshalltown.
Intercepted. It's Niehaus, a sophomore, makes the pick at the 20. Hayes will drop back. He looks to pass to the end zone. He's got Kyle Smith wide open. Touchdown, Bobcats!
Bobcat football starts now!
Week 9, Bobcats and the number 1 team in 5A, Maroons at midfield. I'm Brandon Lewis, Dylan Doze alongside on a football Friday night. Both teams at midfield, Dylan, for the final time this season, at least for the Bobcats. But the Maroons going to find out who they'll play tomorrow morning.
Well, yeah, and they're almost a surprise number 1. Last week we even talked about it on air. I was watching back the Dowling broadcast. They were surprised at the score, but Waukee upset Waukee Northwest last week. And so Waukee Northwest tumbled from 1st to 2nd in Class 5A, but should be whoever they get in that first round. Dowling will be heavily favored.
4 years of 5A, and hard to believe, one of the teams not in the top 10, Southeast Polk.
Yeah, they have really struggled this year, looking to just have a winning season here tonight in their matchup. They've just ran into a couple buzzsaws, gotten beat pretty handily, which I have never seen from a Southeast Polk. And as you mentioned, no one else has won a 5A title in the state of Iowa other than Southeast Polk.
Well, week number 9, Bobcats will receive the opening kickoff tonight as they're in their red tops and white bottoms. Maroons in their white tops with maroon bottoms. Both teams donning the white shells. The big maroon D on the Dowling helmets and the Cats script for the Bobcats. Our kickoff all powered by Century 21, Marshalltown's number 1 home team, the polyrealestateteam.com. Aiden Smitherman, Drake Gersma, who had a great week last week against Waterloo West on special teams. 2 returns over the 50, filling in for Smitherman, who's one of the best return men in Class 5A with 3 kickoff returns for a touchdown. But Gersma takes it at the 5, reverses field, comes to the near side, hesitates, and dives up over the 20. And that is where the Bobcats will start their opening drive against the number 1 team in Class 5A. So the Bobcats offense come out. Jamison Niehaus averaging 6.5 yards per carry on the ground. Tyler England, will get a look at him making his way out of the field after not being out there last week. 786 yards on the ground, 7 yards per carry. And as we alluded to, this is a team that has moved the ball on Waterloo West, DCG, Waukee. Not so much against Kennedy, but everybody else averaging 248 yards per game on the ground. Start out in the flex mode on the near side hash. Hand off right up the middle to Gaston Ferris on first down. He'll get himself just 1 yard up to the 21-yard line.
Yeah, a little bit interesting wrinkle there. They actually split Smitherman outside, so had twin wide receivers on the top side now. Drake Bell comes in for Jacob Hayes, so they're running 2 wideouts.
Bobcats do put Smitherman in motion for a moment. He'll get reset on the right side of that offensive line. So Levi Bell split out to the far side. And to the near side, Kyle Smith.
As they'll fake the handoff, Niehaus will keep it himself. He'll come near side. He's got a seam. He's up to the 40. He's pulling away from Dowling. Down to the 40 in Dowling territory and brought down short of the 30 at the 33-yard line. How about Jamison Niehaus bring it in? That almost 700 yards of rushing on the season. He is in the Maroon territory on the second offensive play of the game.
And Aiden Smitherman with the block right there on Schumacher was able to unleash Jamison Niehaus, who's got that good top-end speed. Great job by the Cats.
England comes in motion on the left side of the offensive line. He'll go reset there. Bobcats with one wide receiver in the formation. That's Kyle Smith to the top side. Gaston Ferris is the B-back. Niehaus barking out the signals. He'll fake the handoff again. Takes it himself. He's got a big seam up to the 20. Flying through a seam. He's diving for the end zone. Can he get in? No. Stopped at the 1-yard line. Jamison Niehaus
and
is
it's
down.
Dowling's football.
And it's a fumble at the 1-yard line. The Bobcats moving the football in the number one team in 5A, but it is taken away on the far sideline. And Dowling will have it at their own 1-yard line. Jamison Niehaus with nearly the biggest play of the Bobcats season against the toughest opponent. But it is a fumble at the 1-yard line. He kind of got caught up here at the end, trying to dive for the end zone, but just stripped away.
Man.
And coming away with the football, it's Jordan Watson, the corner, with the huge play.
And you just, it's if this was Power 4 football, you'd be like, maybe the video shows his shin was down first, but just cannot end with fumbles.
Hand off to the running back as he bowls over Jordan Haynes out of bounds at the first down marker, and a little bit more for Ian Middleton as he goes outside of right tackle on the first play of the game for the Maroons. You had all the momentum right there, and it gets taken away on one play on the fumble. And the Maroons out of their own end on that first play of the game. Handoff right side to Middleton again, just following his blockers. He's got a first down. He's got more as he bowls over Hoffman out shy of the 40 at the 39-yard line. 2 carries, 38 yards for Ian Middleton.
Yeah, you look at Oldfield, Thomas, and Mitchell on that right side of the line. Middleton, you and I are picking up 10 yards on that because he is not getting touched. Just putting his hand on the hip.
24 yards on the carry.
Pistol formation for Joey Niehaus as he'll swing it out to Middleton this side on the near side. Up at the 40 as he gets over to the 45-yard line before J.J. Schoenfelder will drive him back as well as Zane Moore, the outside linebacker. But Middleton with another good gain. It's a gain of 8 yards on first down on a little swing out pass to the near side.
And Middleton's more of the thumper than the fleet of foot there, but he was able to catch it, secure it, get 8 yards, 9 yards actually.
Niehaus in the shotgun with Middleton to his right, hands right up the middle. And he's going to bowl over a couple of Bobcats on his way to a first down at the 41-yard line. So Bobcat safeties have to come up and make the stop. It's another chain mover, 3 first downs, all by Middleton.
And they are not wasting any time there. You just see the ability to kick in and just push the pile.
Middleton gets the handoff right up the middle again. Jukes right. Now he comes back near side. He's at the 25 and finally pushed down inside the 20 at the 19-yard line as Talon Halstead has to come all the way from his end spot and make the tackle from the side. So Middleton is a threat and a problem. We knew that coming in. 978 yards and 11 touchdowns. Quick swing out pass to the far side. It's caught by Niehaus. And he's going to have a first down. A quick pass, wide receiver screen to the far side, inside the 10. At the 9 is where he's finally pushed down Jimmy Niehaus, the brother of Joey Niehaus.
And right now, Cats play really soft on the edges there, so it's just a pitch and catch there. They're able to blow the Bobcats line off the ball, get to that second level on the runs.
Pennington, the backup running back, is into the game. He'll dive down inside the 5 to the 4 as he goes off of right guard. As Pennington, a few carries on the year, 33 rushes, 162 yards and 2 touchdowns coming in. He relieves Middleton for 1 carry as he is back in the pistol formation with 2 wide receivers. Handoff right side, cuts it back at right guard and is into the end zone. It's all Ian Middleton and his 12th rushing touchdown of the season. 6-0, Dowling strikes first.
Yeah, that was really efficient. You see here just a simple handoff off the right side. You see the kick-out block by Owen Marr there, just kick it out, and he rumbled in. That was a fast, efficient first series for Dowling. They ran the ball a lot on that play, but it doesn't mean that they were plotting in their approach. Quick tempo.
PAT by Ryan Kuhn is up and good, as Ryan Kuhn came in 27-28 on PATs. Middleton strikes a 99-yard drive for the Dowling Maroons to begin the game, and they lead 7-0 on KFJB-TV.
At Lennox Employees Credit Union, we take care of you like family. We're all about personal service, going above and beyond for our members. Whether it's home, auto, or other financial services, we're here for you. Take advantage of our always low interest rates or exclusive perks being a member can bring. Unlike others within personal services, at Lennox Employees Credit Union, we're all about that personal service. We find great joy meeting with our members to discuss their financial needs or big dreams. It's easy to become a member. Stop in today. Lennox Employees Credit Union, a family place.
A 99-yard drive for the Maroons to take a 7-0 lead, but 78 of those 99 yards by Ian Middleton. He is showing his explosiveness here tonight.
Well, you just look at that offensive line, the kick out by Marr, and all he has to do is walk in for 6.
Yeah, Marr has had to move around a little bit, as well as Cade Green on that offensive line. They've had a few injuries, but I'm sure they've got a few depth pieces on that Dowling side. Our Century 21 kickoff is away. Gersman catches at the 12. Reverse handoff to Smitherman on the far side. There's a flag in the air. Most likely holding and coming back is Smitherman over the 45-yard line before he is pushed out at the 47. A great return by Aiden Smitherman, who is one of the top return men in the state with 3 returns for touchdowns, including one against Waukee. He said that was his favorite one, including a 94-yard kickoff return for a touchdown, averaging 35 yards per return, but it is coming back, holding on the Bobcats on the return.
Just these small little mistakes along the way are really shooting the Bobcats in the foot. A lot of growth this year. This is where, and we've talked about it weekly, this is where you'd like to see a little bit more growth as we go into next year, is just being efficient and also just holding on to that rock, holding on to the football.
So a great return up to the 47-yard line with the penalty, and the spot back to the 15-yard line is where the Bobcats will start. Niehaus, a late flip to Smitherman around the far side edge and pushed out of bounds right into the Maroons bench, but it's a first down run by Aiden Smitherman, as that is right at about a 10-yard gain on the far side. A good pitch that time by the quarterback in Niehaus.
Well, with Smitherman not playing last week, they weren't as effective in the pitch game. A couple weeks ago against DCG, Smitherman really seemed to settle in and had that pitch game going, that third option on the flex bone.
Put Smitherman in motion. He'll reset on the right side of the offensive line. Kyle Smith, the lone wide receiver on the bottom side. There is a wide receiver on the far side of the field. I believe that is Levi Bell, split out for Niehaus. Fakes a handoff, goes around the near side edge, and has that ball kind of hanging out of there again, but luckily he gathers it in, and it's a 2-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 8 as the ball resting right in the middle of the field as the Bobcats driving towards the east end zone.
And you can see with Jamison Niehaus, the talent is all right there. It's brimming. He's had a much more excellent season than I even anticipated him on the ground. He's been electric. It's really come down to that fumbling has been the big issue. But you look at a game like this, get some success, be able to move the football against the best team in the state of Iowa.
Under 8 minutes to go in the opening quarter of play. A run right up the gut for the Bobcats. They'll get 2, maybe 3 yards. Going to be just shy of the 30, so it'll be about a 2.5-yard gain as Gaston Ferris goes right up the middle for the Cats, bringing up a long 3rd down. This is where, in that DCG game, looking back, they had manageable 3rd downs, and this offense just not built for 3rd and 6 or 3rd and 7.
Yeah, you don't want to get behind the sticks and then anticipate a throw, but the Bobcats will still run the football on these 3rd and long.
That cat claw, they're always kind of, as long as they can get a 4th and 1 or 2, they'll try it. So 3rd and 6, fake the handoff to Ferris up the middle. Niehaus keeps it himself, runs over a Maroon on his way over the 40, up to the 42-yard line. It's a first down run for Jamison Niehaus outside of the fumble. 5 carries here tonight. He's already over 80 yards of rushing on the ground.
Yeah, look at 5 carries, 94 yards so far on this one. And when in doubt, number 1 will call his own number, and he makes things happen. Just carving up this Dowling defense.
Bobcats with first down and 10 as we are now approaching 6.5 minutes to go. As Gaston Ferris spins out of a tackle, he's up over the 45 and brought down at the 47-yard line, 47.5-yard line. So 2nd down and 4 coming up. As the Bobcats get a nice carry for Gaston Ferris. He's really kind of worked into that role a little bit more as the season's gone along. Plus, J.J. Schoenfelder has been trying to stay healthy and just on the defensive side of things at linebacker. But Ferris with 28 rushes, 120 yards on the season, averaging just over 4 yards per carry. He'll stay in there for the be-back on 2nd down and 4. As we're at 6 minutes to play in the opening quarter. A little bit of movement on both sides of the football there. And I couldn't quite tell if somebody jumped offside first or if this will be a false start on the right side of the offensive line for the Bobcats.
When in doubt, it's usually on the offense.
And it will be a false start, setting up 2nd down and 9. So that penalty backs the Bobcats up after the Ferris run on first down. Bobcats don't pass it a ton, 33 yards through the air per game. First quarter has been their best quarter where they put up 61 points.
Yeah, they have. The last couple of weeks they passed it a little bit more. They did against DCG a little bit more. And I think when they go to throw it, the best opportunity is throw it early in the downs just to be a little bit, catch people off guard a little bit.
England, his first carry of the night. He is going to be pushed back by the middle linebacker, Jackson Miller, after he gains 2 yards. Up to the 45-yard line. So 3rd down and 7 coming up for the Bobcats after the penalty. And they mark it back a yard, so it's only a gain of 1. As it will be 3rd down and 8 as we approach the 5-minute mark. And the Bobcats trying to respond. A 99-yard drive by the Dowling Maroons after forcing a fumble by Jamison Niehaus on the opening drive for the Bobcats here tonight. Smitherman goes in motion, resets right side of the offensive line with Kyle Smith split out to the far side. Everybody checks their wristbands after checking the play cards on the near sideline. Niehaus keeps it himself around left tackle, dives for the 50. He's going to be just short of the 50, about the 49.5. Now they move it ahead to the 50. 4th down and 2. We'll see if the offense stays on the field with the potential cat claw. It is a 4-down line set here for the Dowling Maroon offense. Or defense.
It looks like the Cats are going to go for it. They've got 2 yards here, and it's going to be...
Oh, the snap came a little bit early. Almost looked like a false start. Niehaus trying to push that pile ahead, but he has stood up and a turnover on downs. Ignacio Macias snapped it. I don't think anybody else was ready on the offensive side, and so at the 49-yard line in Bobcat territory, the ball will be turned over as we look at the replay there. Nobody was... expecting that snap right there.
And Coach Goodvin was talking to Nacho when he came out. Now he's yelling onto the field. Don't always know when some players play both ways. You don't know if he's yelling at the ref, is he yelling at Ferris out there, what they're doing. But that's a big mistake there for the Cats.
So at the 49-yard line on the Bobcats side of the field, they will hand it off to Middleton on 1st down and 10, and he bowls over a Bobcat on his way. It's J.J. Schoenfelder taken for a quick ride, and that is a 10-yard pickup by Middleton on the ground. Very effective, over 70 individual yards in that first drive of the game. And right here he has a 10-yard chain mover, so he'll stand to the right of his quarterback in Niehaus. As Joey Niehaus will survey the defense. He'll quick pass it to Jimmy Niehaus. Over to the far side, and the wide receiver screen is a good one. It picks up a first down. It's an 11-yard pickup. Got good blocking downfield by Preston Hoffbauer, the fullback. And it looks like we have holding, though, on the call. So maybe too good of holding or blocking downfield, as a hold will back up the Dowling Maroon offense.
And this is really offensively the first mistake for Dowling. When you look at a team this efficient that is just blowing you off the ball, the biggest thing you've got to do to slow them down is either get a negative play or get penalties. And now they find themselves at 1st and 20.
Not sure if it was on the play there, but Gersman looked like he had kind of a hand wrapped up around his shoulder from one of the wide receivers on the far side blocking. 2 wide receiver set for Dowling in the pistol. Bring a man in motion. It's Sam Drexler, the UNI commit. He'll go in motion. They look his way. Now they pass late to the fullback. It's caught. Turn around up at the 40-yard line. They're going to pick up some of that penalty yardage. And back to the original line of scrimmage. Nearly a 10-yard gain for Preston Hoffbauer, who made the little 5-yard sit-down route and made the catch and turned around and picked up a few extra yards.
And as they rush back to the line, they've just really been able to manhandle the front 3 for the Cats.
4 wide receivers set. Put Middleton in the running back in motion to the near side. They go far side of the field. It's caught at the first down marker and turn around, pick it up a few extra yards is Jimmy Nahas, the wide receiver. 8 receptions, 103 yards, 1 touchdown. The brother of Joey Nahas, the starting quarterback.
We talked about, not allowing the shock and awe, the big play, but the Cats are playing so soft on the outside.
A blitz from the edge, and Nahas will tuck it. He'll run it right up the middle and be brought down short of the first down chains as the linebackers finally able to flow in there. Zane Moore, as well as Logan Hoffman, the safety, to help make the tackle. It's a 9-yard pickup, and Dowling will quickly get to the line of scrimmage with 2 wide receivers to the near side. Middleton gets the handoff. He's got the first down and trying to break a shoestring tackle, drives for the 10-yard line. He's got the first down at the 11 with 2.5 minutes to go in the opening quarter of play, and Dowling already with a 7-0 lead.
And good job by Schoenfelder wrapping him up. He's been sure tackling. The problem is the Cats have not been touching Middleton until he's had 5, 6, even 8 to 10 yards gain before he gets there. It's like a timeout there.
1st and 10 for the Maroons inside the Bobcat territory at the 11 when we come back. Maroons already up 7-0 first quarter, 2:26 on KFJB-TV. Welcome back to Leonard Coldfield. We take a look at head coach Adam Goodvin in his 9th year leading the Marshalltown Bobcats. First time the Cats have played the Maroons since the 2020 season in the COVID year. 1st and 10 at the 11, so the Maroons can't get a 1st and goal. Middleton stands behind his quarterback in Nahas, and an offside as Jamison Niehaus out of the bandit role at linebacker jumps offside. And a free 5-yard penalty. 1st and 5 for the Maroons now, as it will move the ball inside the 10 down to the 6.
And you understand getting blown off the ball that you want to attack, you want to be quick, you want to get there first. On this case, just a little too much, a little bit of a hard count, and 2 Cats jump off.
2 wide receivers for the Maroons. Handoff Middleton right up the gut. Stutter steps in, reverses field, comes near side for 6. It is a touchdown. 6 yards out for Ian Middleton. He now has 13 touchdowns on the season. 2 here tonight, and it's been the running back leading the charge for Dowling on a 49-yard drive and a 99-yard drive.
And he's up over 1,000 yards. He's not the fastest back, but really good vision there.
Shifty.
Yeah, he jumped. He saw all of the Cats converge at that line. He just bounced it to the outside and walked in. Look, flag on the play. Legal procedure, I believe. No, it's offsides on the Cats.
And it looks like potentially the offense going to come back out here for a 2-point conversion, as that will move the ball to the 1.5-yard line. And the Maroons will go for it with the penalty on the Bobcats. They'll go for 2. Currently leading 13-0. Middleton is back in at running back. Handoff right up the gut, and he is stopped. Met in the backfield by a whole host of Bobcats. Jackson Hinkle flexing as he comes to the near side. Logan Hoffman, Jamison Niehaus get off the pile as well. So the Bobcats stop the Maroons on the 2-point conversion, and we stay locked right there at 13-0 our score as Middleton punches in his second touchdown of the game. It's number 1, Dowling, leading against your Cats right here on KFJB-TV.
Have Van Wyck Wood Builders design and build the storage shed you need. So many different options to choose from. Van Wyck Wood Builders, just 5 miles south of I-80 in Grinnell on Highway 146. Online at vanwyckwoodbuilders.com.
Refinance your auto loan with Members First Community Credit Union. For a limited time, refinance your auto loan from another lender and receive 1% cash back up to $500. Scan the QR code to apply online. Call us or visit a Members First branch.
Go to adletengraving24.com. That's adletengraving24.com and grab your fall sports shirts. Adlet Engraving and Screen Print Company, 307 Riverside in Marshalltown. Go Cats!
Football Friday night on KFJB-TV. Maroons leading Marshalltown here tonight, 13-0 with 2:22 to go in the opening quarter of play. Our kickoff is all powered by Century 21, Marshalltown's #1 home team. As the ball is away by Ryan Kuhn, a squib kick picked up by Jacob Hayes at the 25-yard line, trying to push his blockers in the back, and he'll get a few extra yards up to the 27-yard line, and that's where the Bobcats will start their third offensive drive of the night. Got down to the 1-yard line. Jamison Niehaus was nearly in for a touchdown, but fumbled it away. Bobcats had a miscommunication on a 4th down and 2 on their second drive of the game, a turnover on downs right at midfield. So a long field and a short field for Dowling, and it didn't matter. It was the same result, 6 on the scoreboard.
Yeah, Cats, that last play where they stopped the 2-point conversion, hopefully you can turn the tide, because that's the first negative play that the defense has created, and Hinkle just blew that up. So hopefully they can build off of that.
2:12 to go in the opening quarter of play as the Bobcats will run it with Niehaus. Does kind of that reverse as he fakes the handoff to the far side and comes near side, reversing field. It's just a short 2-yard pickup. 2nd down and 8 coming up as Jacob Hayes, the tight end, checks out. Zane Moore and Kyle Smith will be the wide receivers in on the next play.
You look at here, just a quick little grab, and that ball is up on his hip. A errant hand there could knock it out. Got to get that thing up by your sternum.
Bobcats will look to the sideline for the play call. 10 seconds on the play clock. As Niehaus will now bark out the signals. And flags fly. I believe we might have had a little bit of motion going on. 2 men in motion, maybe the slots there for the Bobcats. And so 2nd down and 8 will probably be behind the chains here for 2nd and 13.
Yeah, and that's really what we've talked about consistently. There's
Kyle Smith, the wide receiver. So just little things like that. We talked about it when we went inside the matchup earlier tonight. Those are just things that you can't have, and the Bobcats already have had a couple of offside on the defensive side of things and a couple false starts on the offense.
And it just takes one a drive to throw you completely off.
And a special teams hold where the Bobcats would have had it at about the 47-yard line. Niehaus bottled up in the backfield, but somehow shoots out of the pressure. He'll be dropped by the linebacker, Jackson Miller, up at the 30-yard line. So gets some of that penalty yardage up back and brings up a 3rd down and 9. And with the difference in the play clock and the game clock, we'll see at least one more play here in our opening quarter of play as the Bobcats currently trailing 13-0 up on the Marshalltown Hy-Vee scoreboard.
Niehaus already over 100 yards rushing, 9 carries, 108 yards on the ground.
39 at their own 30-yard line. As the red and blue will look to the sideline for the play call. Maroons showing a little bit of pressure from their linebackers, creeping up towards the line of scrimmage. And the Bobcats will run to the far side of the field with Niehaus around the left tackle edge, but not a whole lot going on there. It'll be a short gain of 2 yards. 4th down and 6 coming up. And here comes the special teams unit with Logan Hoffman out to punt. Done a really nice job since taking over a couple weeks ago against Waukee, averaging 32.5 yards per punt.
4th down and 8.
And that will bring our first quarter to an end. The scoreboard update on the other side. We'll find out what else is going on in Class 5A and around the area, and playoff action starting at the lower levels tonight. It's 13-0. Maroons, number 1 in 5A, leading your Bobcats 13-0 right here on your home for the Cats, KFJB-TV.
Some say life is like a road trip. Is it a coincidence Scooter's Coffee is a drive-thru? We don't think so. Whether you need a coffee while you enjoy the view, to just get you through the long stretch, or to refuel between stops, Scooter's Coffee is there, brewing up delicious coffee, espresso blenders, smoothies, iced drinks, and more, with the convenience of a drive-thru so you can stay on the road and enjoy the ride. So go ahead, scoot on around. Amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast. Scooters in Marshalltown.
Back at Leonard Cole Field, up with the Marshalltown Hy-Vee scoreboard. Bobcats trailing 13-0 to the Dowling Maroons. Time for a scoreboard update, all brought to you by Central State Bank. Discover what Central State Bank can do for you.
A shout out to Jeff Brooks back at the studio. Waterloo West 7. Waukee off their win against Northwest is in the hole. Only has 0. Valley, the only team to beat Dowling, up 21-0 on Lincoln. Gladbrook Rhinebeck 6. Arwe Vaz 0. West Marshall up 7-0 on Shenandoah. And then St. Ansgar 16.
High snap to Hoffman. It is blocked by the linebacker, and Miller picks it up, and he's in for 6. And just like that, it's turning into a blowout. 19-0. Second quarter just begins, and Hoffman had the punt high. He had to bring it down, and that allowed Jackson Miller to get in there and make the stop as he tried to get it away around the side of Miller, but Miller all over it and picks it up, and he's in for 6.
Thing with Dowling is, and watching film on them, is they're just very solid at everything. So if you have one little misstep, when you have too high of a snap where it takes another second to be able to do it, you don't have that kind of time. You don't have that margin. Dowling is going to make you pay for it, and they do it again.
Maroons will go for 2 here, 19-0 the score. A late pass over the middle, it is caught, and the 2-point conversion is good for Leighton Oldfield. Makes the reception on the 2-point conversion as Joey Nahas, the quarterback, faked like he was going to run. A late pass over the middle of the end zone, and it is now 21-0. 11:50 in the second quarter. As we take a look at that pump block again here on KFJB-TV, our replay all presented by Tyler Prashong Agency State Farm. It's 21 all Maroons right here on KFJB-TV.
In Iowa, we are fortunate to have a lot of opportunities to get involved in at our schools.
Athletics and activities have so many positive effects. From learning how to build relationships and healthy lifestyles,
and gain self-esteem and confidence.
Make participation a priority. You and your school will benefit.
Welcome back to Leonard Cole Field, week number 9. Maroons leading 21-0 against your Marshalltown Bobcats as we look at the 2-point conversion as Nahas passing to Leighton Oldfield, the tight end, wide open there in the middle. Our kickoff is all presented by Century 21, Marshalltown's #1 home team. Drake Gersma and Aiden Smitherman back at the 10-yard line as Kuhn will pooch this one away. A squib kick down to the 30-yard line as Jacob Hayes will pick it up and scramble ahead for a few yards.
At the 32-yard line is where the Bobcats will now set up shop. So what looked to be a really good start to the night has really gone south quickly. After the Bobcats took their opening drive down the field, it looked like Jamison Niehaus was about ready to score but fumbled at the 1. Dowling promptly took it all the way down the field, 99 yards, and they have not looked back.
It really comes down to these small little mistakes, and the Cats getting a lot of rushing yards out of Jamison Niehaus, but if you don't establish a little bit more of going to the B-back, going to the slot back, that pitch game, Dowling's too good to just let one person beat you.
And off to Gaston Ferris on first down. He's up to the 36-yard line.
Gaston Ferris on the carry.
And right on cue, they go to that B-back to kind of mix it up a little bit. Gaston had a really nice night last week. He doubled his season average, had over 50 yards season total, had over 50 yards on the ground.
Ferris will play a little defensive line as well as they put England in motion, and it looks like another false start of the Bobcats. It'll be 2nd down and 11 coming up.
False start against the Bobcats.
I believe that's what, number 3?
That is number 3 on the procedural. They've had 2 offsides,
5-yard penalty,
a holding.
2nd and 11.
It looks like that might have been on Hinkle getting going a little too early.
So 2nd down and 11, ball resting near the middle of the field at their own 30-yard line, near the 31. Pack it in tight here out of the flex bone. The wide receiver, Kyle Smith, hugging that right side of the offensive line. Niehaus fakes the handoff. He'll run it off of left tackle up the hashes, and he'll get over the 35 to the 36-yard line, so gets back that penalty yardage, but still a long 3rd down and 6 to come.
And in the passing game, one thing that they switched a little bit, the pass game had been more deep downfield. A couple weeks ago, they did it at West as well, is the quick pitch out.
10-15 and counting, 2nd quarter. Bobcats looking for the first score of the night. Niehaus will go to the air for the first time tonight. He'll pass over to the 40-yard line. It is caught quickly, as I believe that is Zane Moore hauling that one in. Brings up 4th down as it's a 5-yard pickup through the air from Jamison Niehaus to Zane Moore. And it looks like the special teams unit's going to come out as 4th and a long 2 upcoming. But that's that route that the Bobcats have been utilizing a little bit more to try to buy some space. And it has worked well in certain situations, but kind of ran it a little bit short of the sticks right there on that.
Yeah, and they run it and you hope to get that yard out, but that comes on the wide receiver just to dig in and make sure you've got the yard to gain there.
Much better snap that time, but the punt is low and right into the Dowling Maroon bench, and on the angle, it's going to be good field position at the 44-yard line on their own side of the field is where the Maroons will take over. So a short pooch, and Dowling with good field position here before halftime with 9:24 remaining in the 2nd quarter.
It's just the good snap, but you could tell Hoffman had the image of Dowling defenders blocking his last one. He rushed that one and just shanked it off the side of his foot. Now you want Hoffman not to keep that shank in your head as he's playing safety now.
Niehaus with a quick swing out to the far side of the field. It's caught, and it looks to be near a first down. I believe it's going to be a 9-yard gain for Leighton Oldfield. So he got the 2-point conversion. Now he makes a quick route to the far side of the field, and it's a 9-yard gain on first.
One of the things the Cats have done well is once they've gotten to Dowling, they have been able to be clean on the tackle, not missing tackles. But the problem is it's been 9-10 yards before they even get to them.
And this time it looks like somebody got moving on the near side a little bit early, maybe one of the wide receivers for the Maroons. So 2nd and 1. As they had Sam Drexler, the UNI commit, at wide receiver, split out in the slot. And so 2nd down and 1 turns into 2nd and 6 coming up on the next play.
Dowling's been able to really live and die on the run and then pass just to mix it up a little bit here tonight.
Of course, without one of their top wide receivers, Jeffrey Roberts, tonight, he is sitting.
Getting healthy for playoffs. Quick swing out to Drexler near side. What a great play! The senior getting the start tonight for the first time this year. Jordan Haynes all over the play, and it's going to be a big loss back to the 44-yard line. It will bring up 3rd and 11. How about it? Jordan Haynes with a huge play.
And you could see him, once he realized the play, he got on his back heel and sprinted through the wide receiver to take down Drexler for the loss. Great job, Haynes.
He'll remember that one for years to come. 3rd and 11. Nejas drops back. Now it rolls out near side. Passes late over the middle of the field. Caught up at the 40. He was sliding down, but it's incomplete as the intended target was Sam Drexler. 4th down coming up. A good defensive stop after the punt offensively for the Bobcats.
Great job. 9-yard reception on 1st down. You had the procedural. Then procedural penalty, dropped him back 5. Great play by Haynes. And then the pressure, there's pressure that caused Nejas to get outside of the pocket and threw behind the receiver.
Special teams unit is out as Henry Smith, the punter, is out, averaging 38 yards per punt. Aiden Smitherman going to hustle up to the line of scrimmage. He's going to blitz it off the edge. The punt is shanked off the side of the foot, and to the near side it comes. It's going to be near the 40-yard line, so not much of a field flipper right there. Maybe about a 15-yard punt.
There's no way it's at the... I thought he was
still marking it off at the 44-yard line. Dylan, I said the 45. What's a yard?
They have it at the 39.
39.
That is because it came out of bounds right about there, but it was well out of bounds. That play should be at least the 44.
1st and 10 Bobcats from their own 39.
Yeah, you see where they get it. It's way out of there. That's right about the 37 where it hits the ground.
So the 39 is where they will have this ball spotted at for the Bobcat offense, but regardless of how you feel about the call.
Heck of a defensive effort.
Yeah, for sure. And good starting field position here before halftime. Niehaus through the air, rolls out near side looking, and he'll scramble and going to be stopped in the backfield for a loss of about 2 yards. 2nd down and 12 coming up. He was looking deep down the near side, but just didn't really have any options as Kyle Smith was streaking down the field.
And we've struggled to really block those deeper throws. Last week, being the exception, Drake Gersma wide open for that long touchdown
That was on a 4th
pass.
down.
That was on a 4th down. There's a couple other things happening there. They've had most success on just those quick shots to the flat.
Niehaus underneath center, got 2 wide receiver split outs as he has Zane Moore to the top side and Kyle Smith to the bottom side of the formation. As Gaston Ferris is the B-back. Fake the handoff to Ferris, and Niehaus fumbles the ball away, and the Maroons have it bottled up at the 37-yard line. Niehaus' 2nd fumble of the night, and that one is a backbreaker with 7.5 minutes to go before halftime, already trailing 21-0.
And he just doesn't hold, he holds it out, not in. And he just puts it out on the side of his body where you don't have the rest of your chest to protect you. And so it's just Dowling just swiping at that football. Another turnover for the Cats.
Dowling recovering a couple of fumbles here tonight on the defensive side of things as they now have 8 fumble recoveries. They go to Drexler, and on one play they nearly get into the end zone. Drexler finally tackled at the 3-yard line. Big play through the air. It is a 34-yard hookup from the quarterback to Drexler as Joey Niehaus hits his wide receiver on a little post route.
You see the little RPO action. Drake Gersman's eyes were in the backfield, as was, it just seemed they were moving in slow motion as Drexler cut to the open area. The throw right on. Great read there by Niehaus.
1st and goal from the 3. And a handoff to the backup running back, Henry Smith. He is in. And it is a 3-yard touchdown rush for Henry Smith, his first rushing touchdown of the season for the Maroons.
Cats are just on their heels consistently, up over 200 yards of total offense. Number 24 goes in for 6. Cats are just getting the full meal deal of why Dowling's number 1 in the state.
So a 38-yard drive ends in 6, And on for the PAT is Ryan Kuhn. It is up and good, and it makes it 28-0. 6:59, second quarter. Smith with his first rushing touchdown of the season for the Maroons puts him up by 4 scores on KFJB-TV.
When you go home, you'll feel good about what you did, and you're doing it for the kids. If they don't have us, they don't have these games.
Welcome back to Marshalltown High School and Leonard Cole Field. I'm Brandon Lewis. Dylan Doe's alongside me as we take a look at the Tyler-Pershong State Farm replay. Smith with the rushing touchdown makes it 28-0, a 3-yard scamper into the end zone right there up the Marshalltown Hy-Vee scoreboard. 6:59 to go in the second quarter. Kickoff all powered by the Poly Real Estate team, Century 21. This kickoff is down to the 14-yard line, picked up by Drake Gersma, reverses it to Smitherman, but that is going nowhere. The Maroons, number 1 in 5A, they execute it well on the special team side of things to not give up any extra yards really after that reverse by the Bobcats special teams unit. As the Bobcats get up to the 23-yard line, that's where they'll take over with 6:50 to go before halftime.
And we talked about for the Cats, there you see going to that reverse, and it's a little too slow as Dowling was all in the correct lanes, swarmed to the football, no issues. But key to the game for the Cats were to end it with a kick, and so far tonight they've only had 1 successful punt. They had a punt blocked and 2 fumbles.
Mark back at the 17-yard line after the initial spot as Jackson Hinkle gets a little tied up with one of the defensive linemen. As Brady Hagan, the junior defensive lineman, but the Bobcats run it up the middle. As Gaston Ferris with a gain up to the 22-yard line.
And Ferris has had a nice little complimentary night there. He's got 4 carries, 16 yards.
Smitherman comes in motion as he fakes, and the Bobcats now look to the play cards to the near side for the play call as they check their wristbands. 2 wide receivers set, 1 to each side for Jamison Niehaus. And he fakes the handoff up the middle, goes around the far side edge, and Miller, the middle linebacker, is there all over the place to help make the stop. It is a gain of about 2 yards for Jamison Niehaus, bringing up a manageable 3rd down and 4 yards. So a 2-yard pickup as we count under 6 minutes to go before the break.
As Hayes comes back in. England only has 1 touch here tonight. Cats leading rusher coming into the night.
He's on the left side of the offensive line, comes in motion behind Gaston Ferris. He'll reset on the left side of the line. Smitherman is a slot back on the far side. Kyle Smith to the near side, the wide receiver, all by himself. Niehaus fakes the handoff. Late pitch to Smitherman, trying for the near side at the hashes, cuts it up, and he is going hardly nowhere, but keeps the legs driving at the last moment, driven out of bounds. It'll be about 1.5 yards or so on the gain. A short 4th down coming up for the Bobcats. Smitherman making a little bit of something out of nothing right there. He picks up 2, and just like that, he keeps the legs moving. 4th and 1, and probably the offense going to stay on here is what it looks like in the cat claw coming up with Niehaus, the quarterback.
Yeah, you're looking here at this play again, just to pitch out, driving those legs.
Niehaus underneath center. As Bobcats check to the near sideline. Niehaus will tap his center on the right side, and Ignacio Macias, and drives ahead for the 1st down. He has it up to the 29-yard line, a 2-yard gain on the cat claw.
Great play there.
Somehow we've lost the sound effect from you.
I was invested into the game and I forgot. And it's the first time it's been cold. The cat claw call does not operate under 45 degrees apparently.
It's currently 50 degrees according to my watch, so you're being
facetious. I'm lying. Yeah. I apologize.
Gaston Ferris, a fake. No, he does get the handoff on 1st down and 10 up to the 30. It's a gain of 1 as he goes right up the middle as Jameson Niehaus did hand it off to him. And the Bobcats at their own 30-yard line. 4.5 minutes to go before halftime. Coming up at the break, we will get you halftime stats, adjustments. We'll take a look at highlights and scores from around the state of Iowa. Keeping our eye on Waterloo West and Waukee tonight. That is the big matchup. One of those two teams, depending on how the seeding goes tomorrow, could be on the outside looking in. Both have a good shot with their strength of schedule, though, to get into postseason play. Niehaus looks near side as he goes through the air, tucks it, runs up to the 30 to the 31-yard line is where he's brought down. It'll be a gain of 1. So it looked like he was going to be bottled up in the backfield, but put that shoulder down and scrambles to the near side, bringing up 3rd down and 8 as the ball now spotted on the near side hash.
And with this offense, with what Dowling's doing, you've got to make a quick read and make that decision. He didn't have a lot of time to go through any other progression. And once he didn't like what he saw in the flat with Kyle Smith, he had to tuck and try to get what he could.
Jacob Hayes, tight end pass. Let's go. Senior night.
I like it.
3rd and long for the Cats. England comes in motion. Pitch out to him to the far side of the field. Trying to get to the edge. Trying to break through some tackles. He's dropped for a 1-yard loss out to the 30-yard line. They did a really good job to drive him out to the far side of the field. And the defensive tackle in Brady Hagan was the man kind of standing up, the right tackle there for the Bobcats, and able to let all of his defensive mates flow in and make the tackle for the loss.
Yeah, they forced England to go east and west instead of being able to put his foot in the dirt and go north-south.
So 4th and 9 comes up after the 1-yard loss as Hoffman is out to punt it away. And the snap is good. And Hoffman has it blocked for the 2nd time tonight. It's going to be picked up. Oh, no, it's fumbled away as kicked as he was going down. Sam Lorico was going for the ball but accidentally kicked it out of bounds. But it's still going to set up Dowling in great field position inside the 15-yard line at the 13. And that one just kind of a low-line drive kick by Hoffman as that pressure coming off the far side edge.
Yeah, Hoffman got that off basically the end of his toe, and that thing just shot right into the waist. It was not blocked well. As you said, that outside pressure. There's also some pressure up the gut, and Hoffman did not get off a good one. And another opportunity for Dowling to put one in for 6 before the half.
Yeah, 2.5 minutes to go before halftime. And a handoff right up the middle. Good hesitation move up to the 10 and finally driven back. How about it? J.J. Schoenfelder with a nice aggressive tackle bringing down Grayson Pennington after he picks up almost 5 yards on 1st down.
JJ's really tackled well tonight. He's been in and he finishes hard too. That's what I like about that. People don't accidentally get to the ground when JJ tackles them.
He's put in a lot of work in the offseason in the weight room. 2nd down and 6 from the 11-yard line. Low snap and just taking a knee as Joey Niehaus will just go down with it. It's going to be a loss back to the 15-yard line. So 3rd down and about 12 yards to go here. As Dowling knew, they have a 28-0 lead. Don't want to risk anything here as we have 90 seconds to play in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, as a coach, you'd rather be like, okay, this isn't going well, let's get down, than try to make something out of nothing when you're up 4 scores and maybe a pick 6, fumble, scoop and score.
4 wide receiver set on 3rd and long. Niehaus will look downfield as he rolls out to the near side. Looking over the middle, late pass to Drexler, caught at the 5, dives for the end zone, and he's down at the 1-yard line. It's a 1st down on 3rd and 12. A late look to Drexler, and he is down on the turf as he put that ball out and tried to extend for the goal line, and he came up short, and hopefully he is all right, laying down on the turf a little bit in agony right now. Looks like maybe that left leg is bothering him.
You hate to see,
got that left leg rolled up on from behind. And hopefully he is all right. We'll step aside, an injury timeout. 1:01 to go in the second quarter. Maroons 28, Bobcats nothing on KFJB-TV.
When you go home, you'll feel good about what you did, and you know you're doing it for the kids. If they don't have us, they don't have these games.
Good to see Sam Drexler getting up on his 2 feet, but still not putting a whole lot of pressure on that leg. That left leg was rolled up on from behind as he was diving for the end zone, got down to the 1 yard line. And it'll be first and goal for the Dowling Maroons as we have 1 minute and 1 second to go in the second quarter as he is helped up off the field. A great playmaker. 7 touchdowns. A UNI commit going to go play for the UNI Panthers.
And Todd steps us up there. You hate to see it because he's a difference maker, especially if Dowling wants to again retain the title as the best team in the state.
Pennington, the backup running back, the fake, the handoff, and a slant route. It is in and out of the hands of the wide receiver on the far side. Out of the slot. I did not get a number on that. I believe it might have been Henry Smith again.
Drake did a nice job there. Drake's just played really doggone well. He's had a really good second half to his junior campaign.
I think it was actually Preston Hoffbauer who was in the slot there, and we'll see a timeout by the Bobcats with 50 seconds to go. So second down and goal is coming up. Let's get a quick scoreboard update as a lot of action and interesting action around the state of Iowa. We've got postseason play beginning for the lower levels, and of course 5A, 4A will get going next week as well as 3A.
I was hoping to be able to see the Mustangs next week, but not looking likely. St. Ansgar 32, East Marshall nothing. It's not even halftime. West Marshall just down the road up on Shenandoah 10-0, 2:25 to go before the half. Gladbrook has less hyphens but more points, 27. Arweva has 7. Waterloo West 7, Waukee nothing. Valley 21, Lincoln 0. And that's what I have.
Thanks to our very own Jeff Brooks back at the radio studios, feeding us scores as Grundy and Eddyville. We just got an update on that one. That one is scoreless at halftime. 28-0 back here at Littercole Field in Marshalltown. He's Dylan Doze. I'm Brandon Lewis. Maroons trying to punch in their 5th touchdown of the night. They have second and goal at the 1 yard line. Pennington gets the handoff, goes left side, untouched into the end zone. It is 34-0. Maroons, number 1 in 5A with the lead. Looking to go 8-1 on the season with a victory here tonight. Bobcats looking to avoid a 4-game losing streak heading in here tonight and ending the season on a 5-game losing streak. But Pennington with a big hole off that left side of the offensive line behind Carter Barrett on that far side of the field. A few backups in there as well as Sebastian Helias, the junior offensive lineman, was helping on that left side as well. PAT by Ryan Kuhn. Good snap, good hold, and it is through. It's 35-0. 46 seconds to go, second quarter. This is Bobcat football. You're listening on News Talk 1230 AM, 93.9 FM, and watching right here on KFJB-TV.
Go to AdletEngraving24.com. That's AdletEngraving24.com and grab your fall sports shirts. Adlet Engraving and Screen Print Company, 307 Riverside in Marshalltown. Go Cats! Have Van Wyck Wood Builders design and build the storage shed you need. So many different options to choose from. Van Wyck Wood Builders, just 5 miles south of I-80 in Grinnell on Highway 146. Online at VanWyckWoodBuilders.com.
Refinance your auto loan with Members First Community Credit Union. For a limited time, refinance your auto loan from another lender and receive 1% cash back up to $500. Scan the QR code to apply online. Call us or visit a Members First branch.
Bobcats had a really nice opening drive tonight. They went all the way down the field, but a fumble at the 1, and it's been all Maroons since then. Now 35-0, 46 seconds to go before halftime. Our kickoff is all powered by the Pauley Real Estate Team. Century 21, like Kristen and Kurt Pauley, offer you the knowledge and service you deserve. Gersma, Smitherman back to return. Smitherman will watch Gersma catch it up near the 14-yard line, goes to the far side of the field, breaks through a tackle, and dives up near the 30 to the 29-yard line, and that's where the Bobcats will have the ball right before halftime as the Bobcats receive the opening kickoff here tonight, and they will kick off to begin the second half. Looks like the Bobcats will probably need to run. Well, no, they will not, as they just start the play clock, and there's a 5-second difference, and it looks like the Bobcats will hustle onto the field to run one more play here in this opening half of play. As we're down to 10 seconds in the first half of action, Bobcats will get to the line with 5 seconds and run a play. End around to Smitherman. Comes near side, cuts it back up the middle, kind of almost fumbling that ball away, but he dives, and he is at the 34-yard line. 5-yard pickup for Smitherman sends us to halftime. It's all number 1, Dowling, 35. Marshalltown, nothing at the break. This is Bobcat football. You're watching KFJB-TV.
The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
Brown's Shoe Fit has a great selection of athletic footwear, including Hoka, Brooks, On Cloud, Birkenstock, and Taos. Brown's Shoe Fit can find the right shoe for every occasion for both men and women, including dress shoes, casual shoes, work boots, and more. They carry multiple sizes and widths to ensure the best fit for you. Their expert-friendly staff will take the time to give you the service you deserve. Brown's Shoe Fit, downtown Marshalltown, with you every step of the way.
Fall is officially delicious at your Marshalltown Dairy Queens. Try the all-new Maple Cookie Shake, sweet, creamy, or dive into the ultimate duo, the Oreo Reese's Blizzard Treat. 2 icons, 1 cup, pure magic. Craving pumpkin spice everything? The Pumpkin Pie Blizzard Treat is back, loaded with real pumpkin pie pieces and topped with whipped cream and nutmeg. Or keep the summer vibes going with the Choco Dip Strawberry Blizzard Treat, a vacation in every bite. Hurry in, these fall flavors won't last forever. Happy tastes good at your Marshalltown Dairy Queens.
The Halftime Report, powered by Scouting America. Adventure on.
Welcome into halftime at Leonard Cole Field. Brandon Lewis, Dylan Dose alongside me tonight. 35-0 at the break as the number 1 ranked team in 5A, the Dowling Maroons, have the lead on your Marshalltown Bobcats. So let's go over a first half summary. Bobcats received the opening kickoff and went on a really good drive down the field as Jamison Niehaus had a really solid run in the mix as he's up over 100 yards here tonight, including this run as you see here on KFJB-TV. What a way to open up the game, but on the third offensive play of the game, the Bobcats fumbled at the 1-yard line and gave it to Dowling, who promptly went on a 99-yard drive to respond. But it was the way you wanted to start, but you didn't kind of finish out that first drive.
You were unable to finish off the drive, and then you just look at that offensive line. They're young. Their offensive line coach called them ugly, but they're good guys and very talented and knocked us off the ball for a 99-yard drive to be able to score the football.
And Ian Middleton had 78 yards of the 99-yard drive to punch it in for 6 on that opening drive with a 3-yard touchdown rush. I mean, he looked the part on that first drive.
Yeah, he is. He's not an offensive lineman, but he's built like one. He is a big dude with quick feet, and he had no problem chomping up the turf to get that 6 on the other end.
Bobcats would turn it over on downs on their next drive. They had a unfortunately ill-timed snap on 4th down and 2. They were going for the cat claw, but turned it over on downs. Maroons would take over at the Bobcat 49 and go right down the field with Middleton punching in for his second rushing touchdown, this time from 6 yards out. Middleton was stopped on the 2-point conversion, but Middleton with 2 rushing touchdowns here in the first half brings his season total to 13. Bobcats on their next drive would have a punt blocked as Jackson Miller, the linebacker, would pick it up and take it into the end zone for 6 to increase the Dowling lead 21-0 as they would convert on the 2-point conversion and make it 21-0 at that point. Both teams would trade punts. We saw a really good play by Jordan Haynes, the senior, getting a start here tonight as a wide receiver screen brought up 4th down and forced Dowling to punt it away as Jordan Haynes, a great moment right there. A fumble by Niehaus on the next drive after the two teams traded punts. Dowling would have it at the 38-yard line, drive right down the field with Henry Smid with 6:59 in the second quarter, and it would increase the lead 28-0. Nearly untouched getting into the end zone for 6 right there. Bobcats would have another punt blocked on their next drive and give it right back to the Maroons before halftime, and Pennington would rush in for his 3rd rushing touchdown of the game after this fumble and block punt, and the ball was around on the ground and eventually poked out of bounds. But a short porch for the Maroons. And again, like I mentioned, Pennington with his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season with 46 seconds to go before halftime. That's where we would end, as Marshalltown would run one final play in the first half with Aiden Smitherman for a 5-yard pickup. But 35-0 is how we stand at the break. When we come back, scores from around the state on a football Friday night right here on KFJB-TV.
I didn't really have much growing up, but I did have a mom, and she gave me a strong foundation. She signed me up for Scouts. I quickly fell in love with the outdoors. Showed me how to take responsibility, how to work with other people, and how to become a leader. That made me a better athlete on the field. Scouting made me the man I am today.
The Halftime Report, powered by Scouting America. Adventure on.
And welcome back in as we listen in on the band as they, as seniors, are performing their final halftime routine. But now it is time for your scores, brought to you by Central State Bank. Discover what Central State Bank can do for you. There has been a rough one up in St. Ansgar as East Marshall is finding their return to the playoffs after 33 years to be a rough one. They are down 40-0 at halftime. West Marshall starting to open it up against Shenandoah over in State Center. It is now West Marshall 25, Shenandoah 0. After Waterloo West took the early 7-0 lead, it seems Waukee has woken up. It's 21-7, Waukee up just 2 minutes before halftime. Grundy Center, winners of 47 in a row, are tied at 0 at halftime with Eddyville. Gladbrook up on Arweeva 27-7, and Valley up over Lincoln 42-0 at half. And again, that's been your scoreboard update from Central State Bank. Discover what Central State Bank can do for you. Locations in Ames, State Center, and West Des Moines. When we come back, we'll listen in on the Marshalltown Marching Band.
Looking for top-notch eye care close to home? Eye Care Associates, with offices in Marshalltown, Conrad, and Toledo, has proudly served Central Iowa since 1990. Their expert team provides eye exams for all ages, designer frames, contact lens fittings, and treatment for glaucoma, cataracts, and other eye conditions. With advanced technology, a welcoming staff, and convenient online booking, your next visit is easier than ever. Visit VisionSource-MarshalltownEyeCare.com today. Eye Care Associates, your vision is their priority.
The Halftime Report, powered by Scouting America. Adventure on.
And welcome back in. Let's take a listen for the Marshalltown High School Marching Band 2025's last marching performance of the year. As you see the Marshalltown marching Bobcats leave the field for the last time. Just had competition last week against Ankeny, and saying it as a broadcast announcer, but most notably a proud Bobcat band dad. Very proud of them, specifically Spider-Man in the middle there. Senior drum major Ian Doze, along with senior drum major Alyssa Griggs-Smith, also known as Miles Morales, and then Junior Keaton is the other drum major, but a big one. That's it for the Marshalltown Marching Band, and also time to take a break here. When we come back, we will continue the halftime with keys for the second half. You're watching Bobcat football here on KFJB-TV.
In Iowa, we are fortunate to have a lot of opportunities to get involved in at our schools.
Athletics and activities have so many positive effects, from learning how to build relationships and healthy lifestyles,
and gain self-esteem and confidence.
Make participation a priority. You and your school will benefit.
Welcome back to Leonard Cole Field, week number 9, as the Bobcats trailing at halftime to the Dowling Maroons. Time for halftime stats, all brought to you by Kins Transmission in Marshalltown. Dylan?
Cats have 151 total yards, 147 of those on the ground, led by Jamison Niehaus, 113. He had 100 at the end of the first. In the second quarter, really struggled there. Key to this game is the Bobcats with 2 fumbles and 2 blocked punts, leading to 4 Dowling touchdowns. Dowling have 35 on the night so far. They have 125 on the ground, 87 through the air, with Joey Nahas has 8 of 10 for 87 yards through the air. Sam Drexler, who went out with injury, his favorite target, 3 receptions for 43 yards. The UNI commit hobbled off the field there in the second quarter, but the big man in the backfield, number 5, Ian Middleton, went over 1,000 yards tonight, has 2 touchdowns, 8 carries, and 93 yards on the night. Again, Dowling up 35-0, controlling the line of scrimmage on both sides of the field.
All right, for your second half adjustments.
It really comes down for the Cats. Is going to be Niehaus is going to have to start to utilize some of that pitch game. You could see he was able to really go in it and get 100 yards rushing in that first quarter. He's going to have to work through those progressions to get it to Smitherman on the outside, be able to get it to England, and maybe throw it early in the down, get it switch out to Smith, maybe Zane Moore, who's caught a pass as well tonight. For Dowling, keep doing what you're doing for sure, because they right now are rolling on all cylinders.
Number 1 in the RPI and the latest Radio Iowa poll as well. This is a team that just wants to get out of week number 9 healthy.
Yeah, once you saw Drexler hit the ground, you're like, we just want to make sure that we are going to start playing our second and third string, get them some reps, because you never know in the playoff time when they may need it. They may need that second, third stringer to come up if there's an unfortunate injury or something happens. So you want to get them as many live game reps as you can. There you are looking at the Radio Iowa poll with Dowling sitting squarely on top.
Yeah, and followed by Iowa City Liberty, who already beat Southeast Polk this year. I think they're a really good team.
Yeah.
They lost some really good skill position players from last year, but boy, they've been very good this year. Another team, Waukee Northwest, was number 1. They're down to 5th after they lost to Waukee last week. What I'm really interested in is that kind of 7 through 10 range, because Johnston has potential. Cedar Falls has not played quite the schedule, but still they put together a really nice season. And then Prairie and Iowa City West. What do you think out of those teams? I mean, that's really where the question mark is, because you know that, obviously Dowling's very good and Waukee Northwest is, but can anybody else outside of that top 5 really challenge anybody else?
Well, outside the top 5, I first and foremost look at Valley at 6, just because they've already beat Dowling. But Johnston has played really tough. We talk about this all the time. I am kind of, I'm going to have to see it to believe it for a non-metro school really to compete.
Yeah.
You can put a lot of numbers next to their names. You can put a lot of wins in the win column. But have they done it against top level? Liberty has that Southeast Polk win, but how good is Southeast Polk? Now, in
compared
the
to where
speaking,
they have been,
they're awesome. But as far as terms of where they've set the standard, this is not a good Southeast Polk team.
That is our halftime stats and adjustments. Again, presented by Ken's Transmission, your family-owned transmission experts. That'll wrap up our halftime coverage here tonight. Powered by Scouting America, Mid-Iowa Council. Adventure on. Second half is next, right here on your home for the Cats, KFJB-TV.
Have you ever seen what it takes to fix a transmission? It takes a lot of patience, a lot of experience, and a whole lot of talent. At Ken's Transmission, they have all the above. Family owned and operated with over 62 years of experience in all areas of transmission, keeping your vehicle shifting smoothly and routine maintenance, repair and replacement, including automatic and manual. For reputable service you can trust, Ken's Transmission. Ken's Transmission at 306 East Anson Street in Marshalltown is a proud sponsor of the Marshalltown Bobcats.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is powered by First Rate Real Estate, FirstRateTeam.com. Adland Engraving and Screen Print Company, AdlandEngraving.com. Assured Partners, power through partnership. Your Marshalltown Dairy Queens. And Brown Shoe Fit, with you every step.
Welcome back to Leonard Coalfield. Brandon Lewis, Dylan Dose alongside me. Our producer tonight, Zach Tobish, as roaming the sideline, the very chilly Keith Stewart, as well as Elijah Bond running camera. Xavier Doze on stats, and back at our radio studios, Jeff Brooks here tonight. And I was taking a look at some of those halftime scores that you were given. Some pretty interesting games around the state here tonight. Some to be expected, though, but Waukee rattling off 3 straight touchdowns. I mean, it's just, I think they're kind of coming into form a little bit late, but nevertheless, they've got a good strength of schedule that it may not matter. They may be into the playoffs regardless. If they would lose that game, it'd be kind of a question mark, but still.
Waukee, I thought it really comes down, when we were down there, they've got offensive punch. It comes down really to me as Baker's decision-making from the quarterback position. I think they could be a team that could win a game or two, and kind of surprised. We talked about Valley a couple weeks ago when they had a 5-4 regular season and found themselves in the championship. They have talent. It comes down to making decisions. Waterloo West, it feels like they might be a little bit more one-dimensional. You know, they've got some really electric wideouts. But if you're able to run with them a little bit, you know, Waukee might be the better team top to bottom.
Well, our second half just about ready to get going, as we'll have a running clock here in the second half, and Dowling will receive the kickoff to begin. Week number 9 in the second half here tonight at Leonard Cole Field as both teams look like they're warmed up and ready to get going. Coming up after the game, we'll talk about our athletes of the week and have our post-game interview with head coach Adam Goodvin, which you just saw a moment ago on KFJB-TV. Everybody moving a little bit slower to get our second half underway here with the chillier temperatures.
Yeah, everybody's moving a little bit.
I won't call it cold like Dylan did earlier tonight. But
I was just looking for excuses for why I didn't do the cat claw. Had nothing to do with facts or reality.
Our second half kickoff is all powered by Century 21, Marshalltown's #1 home team, the polyrealestateteam.com. Innocent Aishugulungu will tee it up at the 40-yard line. Back to return, Henry Smid, the sophomore running back, standing at the 10-yard line. Also alongside him, Enzo Martin on the return. Aishugulungu will kick it down to the 15-yard line. And it's taken right up the middle. Uh-oh, this is speed for days and a huge run, but the turf monster catches the return man, and I thought that was 26, but it was actually 86 on the return in Owen McConville. And so that is a great return for Dowling up to the 40-yard line, showing some good speed out of one of the backups, the junior wide receiver.
It looked like Innocent got him just enough here to just get his legs starting to. Nope, had nothing to do with Innocent. It was the turf monster. I was trying to give. You always try to give a kicker a tackle when you can.
So Dowling with 1st and 10 at the Bobcat 40-yard line. As we do have a few more backups into the game, as Dowling will go to the air with Ethan LaCava. The quarterback goes to the far side of the field. And I believe they're going to rule that incomplete. 2nd down and 10 coming up as the intended target was Everardo Echeto.
2nd and 10.
Yeah, we're going to be getting deep into this roster, and it's a long one, folks.
It's a big one.
It's about a column and a quarter.
Handoff coming near side, the running back, and Henry Smid is going to be brought down. A few yards picked up off the left side of the offensive line. 3rd down and 9. So it's only a gain of 1 for Smid. As it looks like much of the Bobcat starters are still out there with a running clock in the 3rd quarter as we inch closer to the 10-minute mark.
And you're looking at a few seniors out there, but there are there's a lot of juniors and sophomores still out there that you'll be watching next year on Friday night.
LaCava drops back. Oh, he's got an open target, but shoots it over his intended wide receiver in Everardo Echeto, and it is incomplete, and that will bring up 4th down and 9 as Ethan LaCava has played a little bit this year, 5 of 10 for 48 yards. No touchdowns, no interceptions, and here comes the special teams unit for the Dowling Maroons. So Bobcats will get a punt momentarily as Drake Gersmo will head back to receive the punt. And out to punt it away will be Henry Smid. Again, 16 punts for 38 yards, the average coming into tonight's contest.
If Everardo would have kept running, he kind of slowed down to track it. That would have been 6.
And it's a good punt. Gersma calls for the fair catch at the 5. It's fumbled. Dowling has it at the 1-yard line. As they roll into the end zone, it will be 1st and goal at the 1 for Dowling.
Why is he fair catching at the 5?
It looked like Quinn Schaumbach was the man to come up with the recovery, the senior tight end and linebacker.
And I think special teams not been good tonight. And right there, put your heels. The NFL, they'll put their heels on the 8. In college, you tend to put it on the 10. Get those heels on the 10. If it's over your head, let it go.
Yeah.
You don't try to fair catch from the 5.
So punt and fumbled and set up at the doorstep for Dowling.
And this is 2 times in a row where they've caused a fumble that they just turn around.
Quick slant route, incomplete as LaCava goes to the end zone and trying to hook up with Ethan Ringweski as the sophomore running back was in the slot on the near side, so it's incomplete.
Drake did a nice job again on that slant inside the red zone, knocking it away. Really good job by the junior, flushing the fumble and making a good play defensively.
They'll fake the pass and go right to the handoff. Pushing for the end zone is Grayson Pennington, and he's stopped at the 1-yard line. It's a pickup of 1 for Pennington. That last play went to Owen McConville, the junior wide receiver that was incomplete. He was the man on the big return to start their second half off here. But that last run going off of right guard as Pennington not able to push in. So 3rd down now, 3rd down and 1. As Dowling will look to the far side.
Cats are still showing some fight. It just comes down to some of those mistakes. You see Big Jack Trump 6'60", 300. To have 6'6", 300 as a backup
is a luxury. LaCava hands it off and bottled it in the backfield. A whole host of Bobcats, including J.J. Schoenfelder, in there on the tackle as they bring down Grayson Pennington for a loss. 4th and goal from the 4-yard line.
A great response by this defense. Just flying in there. Halstead kind of blows it up, and then you get, looks like Innocent on the bottom of that pile.
So 4th and goal from the 4, and out for the field goal is Ryan Kuhn. 10 of 13 this year, 46-yard is his longest. Well, spotted at the 10.5, nearly the 11-yard line. And so 21-yard field goal on the way, and it hits the right upright, and the Bobcats are fired up as Kieran Sharp is the man leading the charge. Excited about that one. And with the clock running under 6.5 minutes in the third quarter, Bobcats will get it back. A good stop on defense.
And this is how you can tell the Cats haven't been to Claude. They gave the ball to him at the 1-yard line, and that drive resulted in a missed field goal from the 4. That is a standing ovation for those kids out there. Nothing has gone your way here. But you make your own luck, and the Bobcats get lucky with that coming off the right upright.
Well, with the missed field goal, ball automatically goes out to the 20-yard line, and that's where the Bobcats will have it. Working in the middle of the field, handoff goes to Tyler England out of the B-back, and he'll push the pile ahead for a 4-yard pickup on first down. As we've not seen him since he's been a little bit more injured past couple of weeks. Sat out last week against Waterloo West, but just a junior this year, coming back, put together a really solid season this year, and I know over his career he's battled injuries. He told me over the offseason that he's never finished a full season since his middle school year. He didn't complete one then either, so it's one of those things where it's good to see him out here for week number 9.
He did play in every game. He was on that first drive last week, so that's good to see.
A late pitch to Gersma around the near side, but boy, he is wrapped up in the backfield, and that is great pursuit. Coming up and helping make the tackle right there is Jimmy Howard, the sophomore linebacker for the Maroons. It'll be 3rd down and 8 to go. It's a couple of yard loss.
And you're looking as Drake gets a little bit more comfortable in the pitch game, it seems his feet slow down when he's waiting for the football, and Dowling just swarms on you. Cats on 3rd and long again. Outside of those first couple drives, it's been a little bit difficult to find yards. Cats already have more rushing yards than Centennial did last week. This is a very good rushing defense.
Niehaus, a late pitch to Smitherman on the far side of the field. He's got blocking downfield. He's got the first down. It looks like a horse collar as he was brought out near the 35-yard line. A flag does fly down late at the end of the play where it looked like a horse collar. So first down for Aiden Smitherman. A good pitch that time for Jamison Niehaus, and Smitherman got to the edge cleanly.
Yeah, Smitherman's had a really good year. You see Drake Gersman's going to come out here, get a block there on number 17, Game Lawson. And, yeah, it wasn't a horse collar. That was a face mask. He turned him around. That's
Yeah, Liam Hogan with the face mask right there for the Dowling Maroons. So it puts the ball at the 50-yard line now. So a couple of decent runs for the Bobcats, helped out by a penalty, looking for the first score of the night as we are now 4.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. 1st and 10 for the Cats. Hand off to Gaston Ferris. And he'll push ahead off of left guard. No, that's Tyler England. He gets the carry. A 1-yard pickup off the left side of the offensive line. 2nd and 9.
You look at England, and it feels like what's happened as the competition has gotten better and better, it's harder to run through your full allotment of reads on the flex bones. So what ends up happening is Niehaus is doing one shot or I'm going to keep it, which has been fruitful in yards, but it's hard to get the fullness of that flex bone offense rolling.
2nd and 9, stutter step for England. He is bottled up and a loss of 1. A late flag comes in from the umpire in the middle of the play. We'll see what the call is. Usually kind of holding territory.
It looks like a Dowling player might be down.
An illegal block below the waist, as we do have a Dowling Maroon down on the far side. With an injury timeout, we will step aside. 3:42 third quarter. Maroons leading the Bobcats 35-0 on KFJB-TV.
Good call tonight, man. You too? You think what I'm thinking? Let's go to Legends for a Bobcat burger.
Hi, guys. What are we hungry for today?
I think we're going to do 2 Bobcat burgers. Whether it's pregame or postgame.
Or during the game, it's Legends American Grill in Marshalltown.
Well, illegal block below the waist. Bobcats had it at the 50. The penalty puts it all the way back at the 36-yard line. So they have to get to the Maroons 40 for a first down. So 2nd down and 24. Niehaus through the air, looks to the near side, and in and out of the hands. Good coverage on the near side by Patrick Sullivan, the senior corner, as he came up and wrapped up Zane Moore trying to make the catch. That would have been a nice about 14-yard gain through the air, but incomplete.
It was a good ball, too. Niehaus was able to get out to the corner. And I like these types of throws for Niehaus because he's a really mobile guy, and he can throw on the run. It's the straight dropbacks sometimes, especially when he gets pressure. Rolling him out to the right or to the left allows him a bit of a running head start to be able to have some space.
Bobcats fake a handoff. Niehaus rolls out near side, looking for Zane Moore again. Good ball, and can he haul it in? No, it's in and out of the hands of Zane Moore. He was right at the first down sticks on 3rd and 24. It is incomplete, bringing up 4th.
And we've seen those two guys hook up a lot at that junior varsity level. That was the big play connection in the air, and they just haven't been able to do that quite the same way here at the varsity level. But 2 pretty good balls. Just have to haul that one in if you're the junior Zane Moore.
2 minutes to go in the third quarter as Logan Hoffman is back out to punt for the Bobcats, as he stands at his own 21-yard line. And the punt is away with Dowling already blocking 2 Bobcat punts here tonight. Almost interference by Declan Green, but he did not interfere with now a flag comes in way late after the play, after the fair catch was made. And so we'll see what this call is. And the officials going to get together and talk it over as we look at the Tyler Pashong State Farm replay.
Feels like it's something down in here. If that's on Hink, it might be on Hinkle.
Yeah, I got a little bit into it.
He pointed at him, but it didn't seem like he chucked it. The Dowling player went down, but it didn't look like he just chucked him to the ground.
Yeah, it looked like he got into it with Dylan Ducharme, the sophomore linebacker, on the play.
Oh.
And a false start and offsetting penalties, and we'll replay 4th down.
Well, I was going to say, you know something about getting into it with a Dylan, but
well, I got to keep you in line somehow.
Somebody's got to. My wife's been trying for 19 years. You've been trying for 6 years. Maybe we'll hop a third in next year, see if they can have.
Maybe her and I need to have a chat.
Yeah, that's right. What we're doing isn't working.
4th and 24. We'll replay the down after the offsetting penalties on the Maroons and the Bobcats. A little bit of a high snap. Hoffman brings it down. Now he runs to the near side, and he's going to be brought down for a huge loss. About a 10-yard loss back to the 26-yard line. And a little bit of a high snap, got the timing off, and Hoffman just decided to run it instead of trying to boot that one away.
When you get 2 punts blocked, but that one had no shot of doing anything. And where you get a procedural and then a personal foul, that's one of those weird things. You get a 5-yard penalty that offsets with a 15-yard penalty. But then you just get to kick it all over again, and disaster strikes.
32-yard line is where Dowling will have it as we count down our final seconds in the third quarter with 1:10 remaining. And the backup quarterback is in the game. Quick fire to the near side. It is caught up at the 20 and breaking out of a tackle. Oh, what a cut by Bo Williams. The freshman wide receiver makes the catch from his quarterback and Ethan LaCava. And LaCava is his first passing touchdown of the season. A 32-yard strike for 6.
That was a high wire act, a missed tackle, now a high wire act along the sideline. Great cutback, and that's 6.
Excuse me, they had it at the 27, so it's a 27-yard pass.
LaCava's getting his money's worth. He came in and they started slinging it. And the extra point is good.
BAT good, and made by Kuhn, 42-0. How about it? The freshman, Bo Williams, the freshman wide receiver with his first touchdown of the season on varsity level. And the Maroons extend their lead in the third quarter, 42-0 up on the Marshalltown Hy-Vee scoreboard.
At Lennox Employees Credit Union, we take care of you like family. We're all about personal service, going above and beyond for our members. Whether it's home, auto, or other financial services, we're here for you. Take advantage of our always low interest rates or exclusive perks being a member can bring. Unlike others within personal services, at Lennox Employees Credit Union, we're all about that personal service. We find great joy meeting with our members to discuss their financial needs or big dreams. It's easy to become a member. Stop in today. Lennox Employees Credit Union, a family place.
Back at Leonard Colt Field, 56 seconds to go. A 27-yard strike. As a freshman, Bo Williams, as we look at the replay on KFJB-TV, hauling it in, making a great cut. Kickoff all powered by Century 21, Marshalltown's #1 home team. Aiden Smitherman, Drake Gersma back to return. So the Maroons, #1 in Class 5A. They're going to go to 8-1 to finish out the season. They lost week #1 and have put it all together after that opening season 20-19 loss to the Valley Tigers.
And that's one of those that you always, those early season games, you're like, what would happen if we played again? Is it really that we're that tight, or was it just that first game jitters?
Yeah.
And the thing is, they may get a very good shot in the second round.
Well, you always see a lot of teams, especially at the high school level, make a big jump from week 1 to week 2. And Dowling, with that 9 points per game giving up on defense, has not allowed a point here tonight. Bobcats, you really felt like could get some momentum in this game in that opening drive that they fumbled away, but that's just how quickly a game like that can turn when you're taking on the #1 team.
Cats had 3 plays, 79 yards. The only issue is they needed 80.
Niehaus through the air on 1st and 10 as the Bobcats start at their own 25-yard line. Launch in for Gersma, fighting back for the ball. And no flags down on the field as Gersma was trying to fight through the defensive backs on the coverage. Again, is Patrick Sullivan, the senior corner. And it will be
that's a tough
incomplete. And that will end the quarter as we look at that replay again, all brought to you by Tyler Prashunk State Farm. So incomplete, we go to the fourth quarter as second down. When we come back, we'll get a scoreboard update. This is Bobcat Football. You're watching KFJB-TV.
Some say life is like a road trip. Is it a coincidence Scooter's Coffee is a drive-thru? We don't think so. Whether you need a coffee while you enjoy the view, to just get you through the long stretch, or to refuel between stops, Scooter's Coffee is there, brewing up delicious coffee, espresso blenders, smoothies, iced drinks, and more, with the convenience of a drive-thru so you can stay on the road and enjoy the ride. So go ahead, scoot on around. Amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast. Scooters in Marshalltown.
Start of the fourth quarter in moments as the Bobcats trailing right now 42-0 to the Dowling Maroons. Let's get a scoreboard update, all brought to you by Central State Bank. Dylan?
All right, for those of you Grundy Center fans who are like, how is it 0-0? It must not have been. They just updated the score, 49-0. Grundy Center 7 minutes ago in the third. Nevada over Knoxville, 50-0 at halftime. Pella 7, Grinnell 0. As Jamison Niehaus gets a nice run out there. Looks like maybe a face mask as well. But
yeah,
no.
16-yard run, and he did have that face mask kind of drop down, and I believe extra penalty yards coming up.
And St. Ansgar 47, East Marshall nothing. That's at the end of 3. Ankeny 35, Council Bluffs Lincoln 0 at half. West Marshall up 24-0 over Shenandoah. Looks like they will advance on their quest to the Unidome.
Well, after the penalty yardage, ball moves ahead to the 46-yard line, 1st and 10. Bobcats still on their own side of the field. Zane Moore, Kyle Smith split out of the formation. The B-back is Tyler England. Niehaus will fake the handoff to England. Late pitch to Drake Gersma. Gets a block on the edge from Smitherman. Rolls out of a tackle near the first down marker, and it looks like he will have it down to the 44-yard line for the Bobcats, as that will move the chains and get into Dowling Maroon territory. As Drake Gersma a little bit slow to get up after the play, but he looks to be all right as we check out the Tyler Prashong State Farm replay.
And that was a good job of reading through the full options there by Niehaus, getting it to Gersma, and you said it so well, Smitherman with a really nice block, enabling that from going from a 4 or 5 yard run to a first down run.
Thanks for the compliment.
Hey, you're the best in the biz.
Ball for the far side hash at the 44-yard line. Niehaus, a late pitch to Smitherman. They reverse the play. They come near side this time. Same play, and a decent result again, as it will be a run up to the 39-yard line. A 5-yard pickup for Aiden Smitherman, who, as you alluded to earlier as well, I'll pay you a compliment. You mentioned it. As Aiden Smitherman in that role, he really struggled with those pitches on the outside, getting to the edge. Even a team like Ames was able to kind of bottle him up in week number 1, even though the Bobcats blew the doors off of Ames. But he's been much better in feeling out that pitch in the option play up to 37 yards on the ground tonight.
And Cats are nearing 200 yards again on the ground.
2nd down. And the end around. England's got a big seam on the far side. Slips a tackle at the 35, down inside the 20. And the Bobcats are in the red zone for the first time tonight. The Ethington Heating and Cooling red zone. Ethington Heating and Cooling, we're not comfortable until you are. And finally a breakout run for Tyler England.
Yeah, he's got to feel like, man, it's been a hot minute since I've done this, because he has got everything you would want from a back. It's just he has not had a lot of opportunities here over the last few weeks. And he just got to the outside. Good blocking out there by Hinkle, missed tackle. And Tyler England's got jets. He did not lose those.
21-yard run for Tyler England. He's out of the slot now. Niehaus comes near side, late pitch. Smitherman has to reach back and grab it. Cuts it back at the hashes, putting his shoulder down. Ball comes out. Dowling's going to pick it up at the 30-yard line and tackled at the 40 as Xavier Verdinez makes a touchdown-saving tackle on the recovery as Gabe Lawson, the junior, makes the recovery, and the Bobcats had big momentum, looking to score for the first time tonight. And again, their third offensive fumble this time. They've had 4 fumbles that have cost them big field position. And this one, the costliest of the night, because it looked like the Bobcats were going to have their first score.
Yeah, they were right down there. We talked again, not to belabor the point, but we talked about ending series with kicks, and the Bobcats have only executed 1 punt. They've had everything else is ended with a turnover. of some sort, or the end of the half.
So the return brings the ball back to the 41-yard line. Smitherman trying to do a little extra right there, and that ball just ripped out of there. And the clock will stop. Delay of the game on Dowling. They were kind of scrambling to get their backups out there on offense, probably making some substitutions and trying to get guys in the right position. LaCava, the quarterback, back out there. He hit Bo Williams, a freshman, who made a nice touchdown reception. And they're going to run a sweep to the far side of the field. A handoff to the receiver, and Ethan Ringwiski. And
Jordan Haynes got lit up a little bit, but he did his job, got him out of bounds. I know the Cats are bringing in some different folks as well. Faith Bannison, the junior, is in for Jacob Hayes at safety. Terry Wyant's in at cornerback as well.
Ringwelski with a 4-yard pickup. LaCava will hand it off right up the middle. Running back will go again. And a few more yards over the 45 up to the 47 or 48-yard line is where that one is spotted. And the running back in Ethan Ringwelski, the sophomore. You don't ever hardly see too many running backs wearing number 80, Dylan.
No, you do not. And looking down here is you see senior Austin Green in for his first action.
LaCava will hand off again to Ringwelski, reversing some field position over to the far side, out at the 40, outside the numbers at the 40, and pushed out of bounds at the 36-yard line. So it's a first down chain mover right there as Ringwelski just kind of running loose here with 6.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
Haynes picks up another tackle. Talking to him last night, great young man. And also just watching how he's played tonight. He's played really well, I think. He's played fundamentally well. He's made tackles.
Made some really good physical plays, yeah. So first down and 10 for LaCava as he claps for it. Looks to the far side, pump fakes, brings it down, and he's sacked. In the backfield, Ignacio Macias will make the sack and the play on the defensive end of things. Good moment for the senior right there to record the sack, as that is his first sack of the season. He had nearly one against Waukee, but they were able to pass it away.
Is this formal night? His name is Nacho. Ignacio may be his birth name, but his true name is Nacho.
Ringwelski gets the handoff again, and he'll move his way over the 40 to the 39-yard line, pick up a few yards after the LaCava sack by Nacho.
Maxwell Toll is actually the quarterback right now. Number 19, the junior.
Okay.
Maxwell Toll's in.
The junior quarterback at 6'1", 180 is operating, as we did see LaCava on the last drive. And Toll will hand off right up the middle. Is just driving those legs ahead is Ethan Ringwelski, as the sophomore will work it up to the 35-yard line, and it will bring up 4th down and 9, as it looks like the offense will stay out there as they are in Bobcat territory at the 35.
Yeah, having an 80 in the backfield, that is very, very uncommon. I know Alabama used 70s in the backfield.
Yeah.
The old Caden Proctor got
Zach,
got
our
a
producer,
run.
reminded me that Ty Montgomery, who played for the Packers, he wore 88, and he did have some running back carries. We have a timeout as Dowling will take it 42-0, fourth quarter, 4:40 to go. This is Bobcat football. You're watching KFJB-TV.
YMCC, competitive athletics, affordable tuition, on-campus living, online courses plus 2 campus locations, unique programs, career training, small classes, short-term hands-on training. Choose MCC.
Welcome back to Leonard Coalfield up on the Marshalltown Hy-Vee scoreboard. Fourth quarter, 4:40 to go, 42-0, and number 1 ranked Maroons leading the Bobcats 4th and 9 coming up as the Maroons offense is going to stay out on the field with the reserves into the game. Bobcats have reserves and a few starters sprinkled in there.
And we were also talking about Cordero Patterson also was one of those 80s-something that also played some running back.
They'll go through the air, looking to the far side of the field, but sailed out of bounds, incomplete. A turnover on downs by Maxwell Toll. And the Maroons give it back to the Bobcats with 4:29 and counting fourth quarter. Quick timeout. Bobcat Drive starts next when we come back on KFJB-TV.
You planned and saved for your child to go to college, but medical school after graduation was a surprise. A happy, expensive surprise. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When opportunities surprise you, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East Southridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
Out of the exchange of possession, Bobcats go deep for Jacob Hayes down the seam. It's incomplete for Niehaus. 2nd down and 10 coming up as the Bobcats taking over at the 35-yard line on this drive as we have just over 4 minutes to go here tonight in the fourth quarter in week number 9.
And Dowling was not at all fooled as they had a linebacker, a safety, and a corner all with Jacob going down the middle of the field.
Clock still counting. 3:10 to go in our football game. 2nd down and 10. Ball on the far side hash at their own 35. Niehaus back through the air. Steps up in the pocket. Fires to Kyle Smith near the first down sticks. I believe he's going to have a 9-yard pickup. 3rd and 1 is coming up. We'll most likely see the cat claws. We are now under 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
They did not give him any forward progression. They make that a 7-yard play. It'd be interesting to see where he catches
not even 7
this.
yards. Wow.
Yeah, that's right there. That's
at the 43. They marked him back at the 41. Maybe they said he reestablished himself.
They must have said he made the jump cut back to 1, but it seemed like he made the jump cut with help from his Dowling friends.
So that will be a shorter gain than expected, setting up 3rd down and 4 at the 41-yard line. End around to Smitherman. He'll come near side, trying to get outside the numbers and the edge. It looks like he has the first down. He does. Up to the 47-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds. So the senior on senior night will move the chains for the Bobcats as they look for a late strike here with now 2 minutes to go in our football game.
He's had a really good year, I think. Some
special teams has been just a lot of fun to watch him on that end.
But he's starting to finally get some things going. It started near the end of last year. He made some plays. This year started a little slow, but as it's gone on, he's made a lot of good plays.
England out of the left slot gets the reverse and comes to the right, off the right tackle, and he's going to be up on the M logo at midfield for a good gain to get into Dowling territory. It's a gain of 6 on first down. 2nd and 4 coming up. 90 seconds to go.
Yeah, Cats, you'd love to just put 6 on the board.
Yep.
It's this offense is not set to be real hurry up by any stretch of the imagination.
So 2nd down and 4 for Niehaus. He'll drop back to pass. Rolls out to the far side with a little bit of pressure. Looking deep down the far sideline for Kyle Smith. A hand in his face. Tries to haul it in, but it's incomplete. He had pressure all over him. No flags on the turf as Kyle Smith will get up after the play. And 1 minute remaining.
That thing was snow coning until he hit the ground and it popped loose. Just a really good ball and just could not.
Got on his shoulder and he just wasn't able to haul it in. So incomplete brings up 3rd and 4 as the Bobcats check to the near side with 40 seconds to go. And a timeout on the field by head coach Adam Goodvin. With that timeout, we will get a scoreboard update, all presented by Central State Bank. Thanks to our radio producer. They just went final. Grundy Center knocks off Eddyville 57-0.
And then St. Ansgar beats East Marshall 47-0. Nevada 57, Knoxville 7. And then halftime Pella up 7-0. You have West Marshall up 24-0 on Shenandoah. And finally, again, Ankeny 35, Council Bluffs Lincoln 0, and that was the last score we had at half.
Doing a little monster mash here at Leonard Cole Field.
Hey,
what do you dress it up as this year?
Middle-aged and grumpy. No.
That fits the bill.
Next week it's even an off week, so I won't even dress up as a Hawkeye fan.
3rd and 4 out of the timeout for the Bobcats with just 30 seconds to go in week number 9. Niehaus through the air. Steps up, pressure. He's going to get rid of the ball late as England was in the area. It will not be intentional grounding, but it will bring up 4th down. And the Bobcats season with just one more play left here tonight. Bobcats do have timeouts left, but it doesn't look like they're going to use them.
Looks like they may try for one more play. Almost positive will as Drake Bell came in. Not Drake Bell.
Levi Bell.
You've
called him a couple different Bells here tonight.
Drake Bell's the actor.
Time expiring. Niehaus looks to fire to Kyle Smith. It is broken up and incomplete, and that will end the season for the Bobcats. 42-0, our final score. As the Dowling Maroons, ranked number 1 in 5A, they'll begin postseason play next Friday night. They'll find out who their assignment will be tomorrow from the Iowa High School Athletic Association around between 10 and 11 tomorrow. But a very good team, and they were looking to get out of here unscathed. They're starting and lead wide receiver Sam Drexler did get injured here tonight. Looked to be maybe okay. He'll have a week to get healthy. They sat out Jeffrey Roberts, their big playmaker as well, to make sure that he is healthy heading into postseason play. And a tough night for the Bobcats. Started off good on their first drive, but it was all Maroons after that.
And it came down to lack of execution and then the turnovers, block punts, special teams they really struggled with tonight. And then, you get the ball into plus territory on 3-4 occasions, all of them ending in turnovers, just is not going to allow you to stay in games against top talent.
I know we didn't see the full Dowling team here tonight, but the one thing that I take away is, they've got some explosiveness and some playmakers, and they've got their running back who really shined on the first couple of drives in Ian Middleton. But, this is just I think what they hang their hat on is the discipline aspect of football.
Yeah, and they played a majority of their dudes. What I was impressed by was that offensive line.
Yeah.
When you look at Mitchell's a great player. He's the right guard. You look Thomas, Mitchell, Krause, Marr, and of course Carter Barrett. Mitchell and Barrett being the two that everybody knows about, but they were just really good all night long. And to see what Ian Middleton could do behind that, passing anything in the air was just secondary.
Coming up, it is the Locker Room Report presented by Wells Fargo Advisors, our post-game chat with head coach Adam Goodvin, and our final stat line. This is Bobcat Football, and you're watching KFJB-TV.
From preschool to graduation day, Marshalltown Community School District prepares students for success in a global world. Embrace the lead with curriculum that prepares students for tomorrow's challenges, giving your child unmatched college and career advantages. Embrace the lead by developing talents beyond the classroom through extracurricular opportunities and by focusing on student well-being and whole child development. Create a global learning community right here in Marshalltown. Learn more at marshalltown.k12.ia.us.
McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is your local furniture store in Marshalltown. With their extensive inventory, you're sure to make a winning selection when you shop McGregor's for your bedroom, living room, and dining room furnishings. McGregor's has the right play for every room in your home. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is proud to be your locally owned and operated furniture store since 1896 and very proud to support Bobcat Athletics again this season. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, downtown Marshalltown, open 7 days a week.
At Sports Plus Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy Center, we customize each patient's treatment plan to their individual needs. What does that mean? It means that not every back or knee problem is treated the same, and that your program will be unique and designed especially for your needs or problem. This improves how quickly you will return to work or sports. The Sports Plus staff is encouraging and takes pride in your successful recovery. This is just one more reason why champions choose Sports Plus Physical Therapy as their favorite place to rehabilitate and train.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social for date night, family fun, or the company party with plenty of space for everyone. Visit Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to start planning your group outing at Wayward Social, the place for fun.
The KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, powered by Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown.
Well, for the final time this season, week number 9 comes to a close. Bobcats with the loss here tonight, 42-0. Our final score as the number 1 team in 5A improves to 8-1. Bobcats drop to 3-6 with the loss, and the season on a 5-game losing streak. Meanwhile, the Maroons end the season on an 8-game winning streak after being dropped by Valley week 1, 20-19. And if those two teams meet in postseason, payback will be in store for the Dowling Maroons, that is for sure. Time to look at our final stat line tonight for the Marshalltown Bobcats. Behind head coach Adam Goodvin, Jamison Niehaus, 17 rushes for 129 yards. Aiden Smitherman, he had 7 carries for 39 yards. Tyler England had one big run here tonight of 21 yards. Other than that, he was pretty bottled up. He finishes the night 6 carries, 33 yards. Gaston Ferris finishes with 5 carries for 17 yards. Bobcats near their average on the season, 226 rushing yards. They came in offensively averaging 248 yards per game on the ground. That's been one bright spot. They have been able to move the ball on the ground against any and every opponent this season. Jamison Niehaus through the air. He went just 2 of 9 for 13 yards. One ball caught by Kyle Smith for 9 yards, 4 yards for Zane Moore. Meanwhile, on the other side of things for the Dowling Catholic Maroons, Ian Middleton started on the first couple of drives, and it was all him. He finishes with 8 carries, 2 touchdowns, 93 yards on the ground. As Grayson Pennington had 5 carries for 9 yards. Ethan Ringwelski, he came into the game late, ended up with 31 yards off 5 carries. As a team, Dowling rushed it for 147, and they threw it for 114. Starting quarterback Joey Nahas, he finishes through the air with just 2 incompletions. He went 8 of 10 for 87 yards. And Sam Drexler's favorite target, he caught 3 balls for 43 yards here tonight. As that is our final stat line. You're locked into the Locker Room Report, all presented by Wells Fargo Advisors. Coming up, we'll have our Lily Mae Sweet Play of the Game. We'll also announce our Athletes of the Week and our post-game chat with head coach Adam Goodwin when we come back. This is Bobcat Football. You're watching KFJB-TV.
You look forward to retirement as your time to relax. But now that it's here, turns out relaxation is overrated and you'd rather get back to work with an idea of your own. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement plans change course, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East Southridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is powered by Lennox Employees Credit Union, LennoxECU.com, Marshalltown Area Chamber, meetinmarshalltown.com, Marshalltown Community College, a step in the right direction, and the Marshalltown School District. Embrace the lead.
Back in on the Locker Room Report presented by Wells Fargo Advisors. We now set it down to Dylan Doe, standing by with head coach Adam Goodvin.
Thank you, Brandon. Marshalltown Bobcats season comes to an end. 42-0 loss to number 1 in the state, Dowling. Coach, tonight started off red hot, got down to the 1 turnover. What were you really hoping to accomplish starting off this game?
I think just like any other game, you want to be efficient on offense and move the ball and not get behind the chains and get in the end zone, put points on the board. And on defense, we wanted all 11 to the ball and hopefully force some turnovers and be physical.
And when you look, a couple mistakes down there kind of ran down. One mistake you did not make was starting Jordan Haynes out in his first start out at cornerback. I thought he looked really good out there, including blowing up a play, pass out to Drexler there, getting him knocked down for a 5-yard loss. What can you say about Jordan in his first start?
Jordan's and just an awesome kid. I wish we had a lot more kids with Jordan's mindset. Like I told you yesterday, he's a kid that doesn't miss anything. He's part of our leadership committee just because he does everything the right way. And, tonight, very proud of his effort and made some good plays, so it was really fun to see.
And then you talk about Jordan, just, of course, one of those seniors out there. You just had a chance to address your senior group for the last time out there on Leonard Cole Field. What can you say about this group of seniors?
It's a really good group. They're just good kids. I feel like I say that a lot about, often or every single year about our senior group, but, I truly mean it. They're a really good group of kids, and, a lot of those guys do a lot of things the right way, and, they're multi-sport kids, they're competitive. They're overall just good Bobcats.
Yeah, and we'll co-sign that. We get to talk to them in a lot of different arenas. Great kids, great young men, a lot of that great coaches speaking into them. But, Coach, just from us, thank you again for giving us access for another year. So I know you've already said off-season is when you get to work more. So thank you again, and good season and looking for more in the future.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. I tell you often, and I don't think our kids truly understand how fortunate they are to have a crew like you guys and that does what you do, and we're very grateful.
Thank you. And back to you, Brandon.
All right, thanks, Dylan, as that'll wrap up our post-game chat with head coach Adam Goodvin. Now time to talk about our athletes of the week. All presented by Opa Grill in Marshalltown. Of course, they serve up Greek and traditional favorites. All you have to say is Opa. Opa awards the athletes of the week a $25 gift certificate to the male and female athletes of the week. Adlet Engraving and Screen Print also awards a T-shirt to the athletes of the week. Our female athlete of the week this past week was Brooklyn Smith. The freshman continues to play well, as the season did come to an end last night with a 3-0 loss in postseason play at Ankeny. But Brooklyn Smith with a nice season put together in just her freshman campaign. She was our athlete of the week on the female side. For the male side, last week for the Bobcats, Drake Gersma really played well on special teams. He had a touchdown catch of 38 yards from Jamison Niehaus, as Drake Gersma, the junior, continues to just improve, and look forward to seeing him on the hardwood of the basketball season in just over a month from now. That is our athletes of the week. Again, all presented by Opa Grill in Marshalltown and Adlet Engraving and Screen Print in Marshalltown. When we come back, our sweet play of the game and also a scoreboard update on a football Friday night with postseason play underway around the smaller classes. You're locked in to the Locker Room Report presented by Wells Fargo Advisors right here on KFJB-TV.
Come to Opa Grill in Marshalltown for made fresh family recipes handed down for generations. Treat yourself to gyros, pasticcio, Italian pasta dishes, burgers, salmon, homemade soups, and fresh salads. Enjoy a nice glass of wine or a cold glass of beer. Opa Grill has a great variety of American, Greek, and Italian dishes. Something to make everyone in your party say Opa. Open 11 to 8 Monday through Friday, 11 to 3 Saturday, closed Sundays. At the corner of Boone and Center Streets in Marshalltown. DoorDash delivery available. Opa.
The KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, powered by Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown.
Welcome back to Leonard Cole Field. Now time for our Lily Mae Sweet Play of the Game. All presented by Lily Mae Chocolates, handmade, hand-dipped since 1939. Always open at lilymaechocolate.com. Well, Jamison Niehaus opened up the game with a beautiful run. It was the second play of the game, and he took it for 46 yards as we take a look at it right here. Just faked the handoff to Gaston Ferris and found a seam and got it into Dowling Maroon territory on the second play of the game. Third play of the game was fumbled back to the Dowling Maroons, but a good start for the Cats here tonight. Just unfortunately, they could not punch in their first score to begin the game after receiving the opening kickoff. That is our Lily Mae Sweet Play of the Game. Again, all brought to you by Lily Mae Chocolates. always open at lilymadechocolate.com. Before we get a scoreboard update, we're going to toss it back to Dylan Doze as he is standing by with Kyle Smith, the senior.
Thank you, Brandon. We're here with senior wide receiver Kyle Smith. Kyle, you just got done post-game with people that you've pushed, fought, put some blood and tears into this team. What does it mean for you to walk off Leonard Cole Field for the last time?
I mean, it means everything. Like, just playing it for the past, 3 years, it's been awesome. Just being with the brotherhood and, I don't know, just everybody around. It's just been amazing. Sorry, I can't really even bring myself to words here, but I don't know. It's just been amazing. The coaches have done everything, and the players, and it's just been awesome to be around. And our fans are so supportive, and I'm just so thankful for just the community we're a part of.
Yeah, well, Kyle, it's been a real blessing to be able to cover you. So we look forward to end of the football field. We talked last night. It's about to get to the hardwood, but just thank you again for all that you've put in for the Bobcats. Brandon, this has been senior wide receiver Kyle Smith. Thank you very much, Kyle, and back to you, Brandon.
All right, thanks, Dylan. Yeah, you'll always remember that time on the football field, that is for sure. And Kyle Smith, one of those good leaders out there for the Bobcats, and he will be missed, that is for sure. He's made some great plays over his career for the Marshalltown Bobcats, including last year when the Bobcats knocked off Ames on the road for the first time in a while since 2021 season. So that was a lot of fun to see him in one of his big highlights this year as well for the Bobcats. Oh, I think we might have another one. Let's, we got to get him in. This is. Tell Dylan, make sure he knows that that big old number 54 is definitely one of my favorites as we bring in Jacob Hayes as well. Dylan, down to you.
2 more steps back. Thank you, Brandon. I've never felt safer. I've got Jackson Hinkle and Jacob Hayes, who's made the first ever pregame and postgame interview for a player. But Jackson, we'll start with you. You've been a big part of this team for 3 years. For you, what does it mean to come off the field for the last time wearing the red jersey?
I mean, I'm going to start crying like a bitch, but I love my team, bro. I love all these people. I don't care if I'm leaving right now, bro. I'm going to forever know these people, bro. I'm going to be here forever, dog.
And Jackson, that Bobcat pride, that strength, what you are, it is always fully on your sleeves. Now, Jacob, final time off the field as a Cat. Nacho, come in for a second. We'll get you for a second. Jacob, what does it mean to step off the field for the last time as a Cat?
It means everything. It's way too sad. Wish I had 4 more years, but I've enjoyed it. It's just love playing out here with all my brothers, all my friends. Wouldn't trade it for anything, man.
All right, Nacho, come in here.
These my boys right here. Yeah, I love these boys.
You got a sack today. How did that feel getting your sack?
It's all right. No biggie. Gotta act humble. You know what I mean? Just gotta stay humble up there. No biggie.
But my Jackson got like 50 pancakes over here. Hey, I tell you what though, wrestling season's coming. You're gonna see a lot of beating.
All righty, Nacho. Give me one last thing. Last time walking off this field, what's going through your brain? Last time as a Bobcat walking off this field.
Don't be sad. Be happy it happened.
All right. Just like Nacho said, don't be sad. This is the last Bobcat football broadcast. Be happy it happened.
That is
back to you, Brandon.
All right, thanks, Dylan. As let's get a scoreboard update on a football Friday night, all brought to you by Central State Bank. As finals here tonight, Ankeny takes down Council Bluffs Lincoln 61-0. Des Moines East routed by Southeast Polk 56-0. Gladbrook Rhinebeck takes it down Arweeva in postseason play 56-7. West Marshall tops Shenandoah. They are just about ready to complete that one. West Marshall's up 38-8. Also, Waukee is currently leading Waterloo West 35-14. Johnston tops Roosevelt and shuts them out 37-0. Also, Valley shuts out Lincoln 63-0. As Gladbrook Rhinebeck, we mentioned that one. They were winners here tonight. And East Marshall taken down earlier tonight 47-0 by St. Ansgar. Grundy Center tops Eddyville Blakesburg 57-0. Nevada 57-7 over Knoxville. Big win there for the Nevada Cubs. That is a scoreboard update. Again, all brought to you by Central State Bank. You're locked into the Locker Room Report, presented by Wells Fargo Advisors on KFJB-TV.
You're an empty nester closing in on that retirement property. Chances are your plans didn't include mom moving in, but life happens and you do the right thing. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement means caring for yourself and a loved one, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East Southridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
The KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, powered by Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown.
Back in on the Locker Room Report here on KFJB-TV. 42-0. Again, the final score here tonight is the number 1 Maroons take down the Bobcats as the Maroons end the season 8-1. Bobcats drop to 3-6. Transportation for today's game, all provided in part by Carl Auto Group in Marshalltown. Carl is your dealer for life. Yeah, that's the ride we took into the game here today and the one we'll take home here tonight. You're watching the Locker Room Report from Leonard Cole Field on KFJB-TV.
The KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, powered by Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown.
One final time on the Locker Room Report from Leonard Cole Field. He's Dylan Dones. I'm Brandon Lewis. Just final thoughts on the season. You know, it was such a great start to the year, and then a bunch of tough teams came into that mix, and you almost felt like a lot of shoulda, woulda, coulda in some of those games, especially looking back to the DCG game. A couple really costly turnovers in that game that resulted in quick sixes or 6 exactly on the turnover against them. But you know, you felt like even tonight, the momentum just changed right away when that turnover happened. I think that's a big thing of the offseason, get those cleaned up, because you really started to put together a ground attack that's over 2,000 yards on the season after going for just over 1,500 on the ground. That flex bone is really starting to come into form.
I honestly think we're just a handful of turnovers this year from, I think, the outside looking in, thinking much differently about this team, because we see it. You see the ability to move the football. You see all of that. So my hope is next year there are some big holes to fill. You know, we talked to a few of them out there. But it's get that offense. You know, you have Jamison Niehaus coming back. Tyler England's back. A lot of the producers are back. But you have got to see them build each other up, much like this here. I don't know. I don't know.
Someone's going to end up hurt.
I don't know if this is OSHA approved. I don't know if there is scaffolding out there. But honestly, there's a lot of great kids right out there.
Yeah, for sure.
And you're going to have to replace them. But there's a lot of talent.
Oh, Coach was in the middle. I didn't even see Coach.
I love it. There
That's
he
great.
goes. It's the weirdest
That's
Jack
great.
in the Box of all time.
That's what it's all about, though. You know, I mean, you know, enjoying this, because when the football season comes to an end, I know for myself it was the one that I cried about when it was over, because it just you know, you put in so much work with the other guys out there and really build a bond with everybody.
Yeah, it's one that you go to toe, and you saw just the emotion on the face of all those young men down there.
Yeah.
But, you know, in the words of one Ignacio Macias,
be happy it happened.
Don't be sad. Be happy it happened.
That is for sure. Well, we are happy that you joined us all season long. We appreciate the support. Be sure to subscribe to KFJB-TV. Don't miss any of the action, and get those upcoming game alerts. And please like our broadcast. We appreciate the support, and thanks so much to our KFJB-TV crew. We'll be back in November with basketball starting on November 25th for girls basketball. Looking forward to the season. as that'll be against South Tama County at 7:30. We'll have that for you here on KFJB-TV. Thanks so much to our KFJB-TV crew all season long. And on stats tonight, Xavier Does, Jeff Brooks back at our radio studios, Elijah Bond and Keith Stewart on our camera coverage, Zach Tomish, our producer tonight. For Dylan Does, I'm Brandon Lewis. You have been watching Marshalltown Bobcat football. Week 9 comes to a close, a 42-0 loss to the Dowling Maroons. This is Bobcat football. You've been watching KFJB-TV.
Today's game on KFJB-TV is sponsored by First Rate Real Estate, Adland Engraving and Screen Print Company, Assured Partners, Brown's Shoe Fit, Central State Bank, your Marshalltown Dairy Queens, Eye Care Associates, Hy-Vee Marshalltown, Legends American Grill, Lennox Employees Credit Union, Marshalltown Area Chamber, Marshalltown Community College, Marshalltown School District, McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, Sandvik Enterprises, Scooters, Marshalltown, Sports Plus, State Farm, Tyler Pashong Agency, Wayward Social, Wells Fargo Advisors,